Emerson Hancock gets the ball for the Mariners tonight till the Astros turn to their free agent acquisition, Tatsuya Imai. First pitch at 6:40. Pregame coverage begins at 5:30 right here on Seattle Sports. Now in the division, the A's put Brent Rooker on the 10-day IL with an oblique strain. They take on the Mets tonight. The Rangers are in L.A. to face the Dodgers. Now Rory McIlroy is tied with Patrick Reed at 6 under for the tournament. No one has repeated as Masters champion since Tiger Woods did it in 2001 and 2002.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob.
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
Today's the day. I can feel it, Dave. The Mariners get back on the right foot. They get back in the win column as we come to you live from Victory Hall. It's Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710. And we welcome the hated, demonic Houston Astros to town.
I was wondering when you were going to get to that part.
Right out of the gate. Let's get the hate rolling.
Very unlike Bob.
Yeah.
Starting off with the Mariners need to get back on track instead of the hated Astros.
Yeah, now they're demonic, too.
Demonic ways.
Yeah, they're cheaters. They're demonic. They're hated. And it feels like a great series to get well. And we'll talk about that. Coming up on the show, Angie Mentink will join us. She's part of the Mariners broadcast, obviously. She'll be with us on set at 4 o'clock. Ryan Divish of the Seattle Times will join us at 5 p.m. We'll do mean texts at 5:15 so you guys can get those rolling at 866-979-3776. We'll turn you over to the Mariners pregame show at 5:30.
Oh, somehow. I mean, I don't know why. There have been a lot of good mean texts that have already been sent in.
Oh, I thought you were going to insult them.
No,
I'm disappointed.
They've sent them in throughout the week as some instruct them to do. So they've sent some mean texts.
Dave still fighting that?
Yeah.
As John Clayton, the late, great John Clayton used to say, so stupid. You don't send them Monday through Thursday. It's mean text Friday. Maybe it's because they can't think and it takes them like a week to get up to, like a lot of these guys that write these, they probably start like Saturday morning just so they can get a head start.
They're crafting them
it takes them all week
because
to think of one.
Dumb.
So that's why we say you can send them in all week. So whenever inspiration strikes, they send them in. I mean, you missed the Morans, didn't you? You didn't get it last week. I think they missed
I forgot
you as
about
well.
the Morans.
The Morans.
Has that person ever texted back in?
I don't think they have.
Yeah, I think we shamed that Moran.
Yeah, I don't. They didn't realize they provided us with gold moving forward. So that's perfect. But get your mean text rolling at 866-979-3776. And again, the Astros are in town for a 4-game series. We're obviously all in the, we're wallowing in the struggles of the Mariners for good reason. That's our team. That's the team we watch day in, day out, watch every pitch. Yet I would imagine the feelings are similar in Houston. Now, they got off to a better start, but they've lost 4 in a row. They got swept by the Rockies, and they are dealing with injuries. Their ace, Hunter Brown, is out. He's on the IL. They've got other injury concerns, and they are not looking good. So this feels like a good time to really make them feel bad, just to put the foot down on the neck and hold them down.
Yeah. No, I mean, you look at their last 4. They've given up 9 runs, 5 runs, 9 runs, 12 runs. They lost the series to the A's.
You know what that amounts to? Second worst ERA in baseball. Yeah. 6.05. The Astros have the second worst ERA in all of Major League Baseball.
Yeah, but then you look on the other side, their offense is phenomenal. I mean, they're top 5 in almost every category. So, yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see, with their pitching being that bad, is this a team that the Mariners can get healthy with as far as their offensive numbers? Because they're not good.
It should, good. Right? I mean,
stands to reason.
Their struggle is allowing runs. Obviously, the Mariners struggle is scoring runs. So something's got to give there. And I've got to believe.
Well, maybe something doesn't have to give.
I think their ERA should be inflated when they leave town. This lineup for the Mariners, despite how bad it's been, is too good to be as inept as they've been, as light as they've been. And I feel like this is just, they had the day off, they can regroup, They can look at a division rival, their nemesis coming into town, who aren't feeling good about things as well, and they can capitalize. I don't know that it all happens in one game. I don't expect them to go out there tonight. Imai is going to be a tough matchup, but I just think throughout this 4-game series that maybe we can just start to see the offense start to chip away a little bit tonight, enough to win. A little bit more tomorrow, a little bit more the day after that, and hopefully, they explode on Monday for, 5 to 15 runs.
Yeah, there you go. I'll take that. Yeah, I wonder, who people are going to be focusing on the most, because, the guys you have expected to step up offensively right now just haven't done it. We haven't really had those expectations with Brendan Donovan, and he's offensively doing great. But, you look at Julio, Cal, and Josh Naylor, and those are the guys that need to turn it around. So against this pitching, it stands to reason that it'll be, I don't want to say like a soft landing or anything, but maybe an opportunity for them to get some confidence back. Really, that's what it is. That's what we're looking for, right?
Yeah, I think tonight is going to be interesting, just because I think Imai is a good pitcher. I think it's going to be an interesting matchup between Hancock and Imai out there. Yeah. But look, their offense in the last 2 games, talking about the Astros, they've scored 1 run in each of the last 2 games. Now their numbers get inflated because they put up 10 in a game that they lost to the A's. They lost 12-10. They put up 11 runs in the game before that, so they pile up a lot of runs in a few games. But the last 2, they haven't done much.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, the games that they've won, they've put across the plate 11, 9, 8, 9, 6. As you mentioned, 11. So in that game, well, they lost the series to the A's, but yeah, I mean, when they get going offensively, they do. But right now, it's they're rolling right now. So yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how their hitting does against this pitching. I think that's the matchup that you would rather have, is their offense gets fresh with not great pitching by Houston. But the one thing I think that everybody wants to see is that offense, and that how they can turn that around.
Is this a no excuse series? This is one I look at and go, okay, you got a team coming in, you're struggling, obviously. But the team coming in is on their heels. They've lost their ace. They're not scoring runs the past few games. You lost 4 in a row. You were swept by a bad team. Is this a series that there's just no excuse in losing? Or at least, I mean, what's the, and you guys can text in on this, 866-979-3776. What's an acceptable outcome? Is this a split? Is it 3 out of 4? It's a 4-game series. I feel like it's 3 out of 4. I really do. But I know that's a big ask considering how the Mariners have been hitting. So maybe I should be more realistic and say you can't have less than a split. That's got to be the minimum.
No, you're right about that. My expectations are a split, and that it's going to be kind of a slow, steady repair. And then all of a sudden, they bust loose and go on some kind of a offensive spree, or a run as far as the wins go. But man, you look at the offense right now. It's tough. I mean, OPS, slug, on base percentage, average, dead last, number 30. So that's I just don't think all of a sudden you get right away. I think sometimes you get that in football, and it's a shorter. You only got 1 game per week and everything, and you're like, oh, that was a get right game. But I don't know. I feel like with baseball, it's gonna have to bear out over a number of games. So my expectations are a split.
Yeah. What do you think is going on with the bats? Is it the WBC? Is that too? I almost feel like that's a lazy excuse. But then you look at the number of guys that are struggling that were in the WBC, not just on the Mariners, but just across the league. Maybe there's something to it. Maybe we looked at it the wrong way, or at least I did, thinking, hey, these guys are playing games of consequence and intensity, so their sharpness is going to be there earlier than it would in spring, where you're, I'm going to get a couple ABs and I'm going to head back over to the facility. There's a very relaxed approach to spring training versus, hey, I'm playing for my country and I'm focused, and I'm just my spidey senses are in tune, if you will. It just, I don't know. It didn't go that way. I thought that might speed up, certainly for people like Julio, who are notoriously slow starters,
Right.
And maybe just launch even further somebody like Naylor, who's normally a quick starter.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just think I have all the confidence in the world that they're going to turn it around offensively and not have these abysmal numbers that we just detailed there. I mean, also doubles, they're number 28. Strikeouts, they're number 28. I mean, there's just, but you look at who are we talking about, man? We're talking about Cal Raleigh. We're talking about Julio Rodriguez, Josh Naylor. And then, on the defensive side, Brendan Donovan. These are guys that you love everything that they say, and that they're just good ball players, and that they know how to. And I think 50% of it is, overcoming any kind of, mental roadblocks that you get. And all of those guys we talked about. I mean, how many times do we talk to Mariners and like, that guy has the best attitude, a great guy. He knows baseball. I think it turns around. I know we're going to get to, what's the cure? Do you move the lineup around or whatever? But I don't know. It's just like Mike and I were talking about Brendan Donovan the other day, and like I just think he says too many good things, and he has too much of a good history to not have. Now he is in a place where, he hasn't played a ton of games, but just everything that we heard from him and everything that we hear from Julio and Cal just indicates that these guys are just playing below their standard right now, and it's just a matter of time. So yeah, my answer is always like, let him work through it, because they're good ball players.
Yeah, a lot of texts coming in. 253 said it's freaking obvious all the people who played in the WBC didn't get spring training, didn't get time to tune their swing or get their stuff straightened out. Basically, this is spring training. Bleep the WBC. I think for somebody like Cal, that makes a lot of sense, because he basically didn't play the whole final week of the WBC, didn't get any action at all, and then tried to cram like he's cramming for a test, get as many ABs in spring as he could. I think that's true for a lot of hitters. You're not getting the number of ABs you would in spring, but I don't know. It's not every player, certainly, that was in the WBC that's struggling, but it is a number of them when you look across the league. So
yeah,
maybe there's something to that. Somebody else said, so the WBC tired them out. I don't think they're tired. I think it's probably the opposite, that they didn't get the normal amount of reps that they otherwise would.
Yeah, I think you're right about that, but the one thing that did do is it did allow guys like Cole Young to get a ton of reps and, get a lot of at-bats. And then, the other thing as far as tiring them out, I mean, we looked at one point, I don't know if that was what the final number was, but, Julio had like 9 plate appearances. It's like, I mean, that's going to tire him out. I don't see that. I don't buy that. So I just think what we're looking at is something that's coincidental, and that it's going to get turned around.
Yeah. Other texts coming in: 360, 3 out of 4, or there are bigger issues.
I'd say it's a little early to push the panic button.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what would those be? I mean, I know people were worried about the little rift between Cal and Randy. I don't think there's anything going on in the clubhouse.
No.
I just think it's, as people like to say, baseball. It's baseball.
Some people, man, how about this? Andy in the 253. My expectations of winning is over. Just don't get swept there. M stink, Andy. Bailed already after 13 games. That's the season for you.
Wow.
Come on. I get being angry. We talked about it yesterday. Frustration, anger. I get it. I'm with you. But let's be realistic. Let's just take a step back and go, okay, you got 149 left. There's time. And by the way, the rest of the division stinks. You got one team in the division that's over 500. And we were just talking about the team that's coming in have lost 4 in a row, and they were just swept by the Rockies. So they're digging themselves a hole, but there are other teams that are in the hole with them. So getting out of it in terms of their division is not a huge task. It's not going to take a ton unless one of these other teams or a couple of the other teams go on a tear.
Yeah, it's interesting, looking at some of the responses here. The 253 said, to me, there's no sense of urgency for the Mariners. Are we at that point where there's a sense of urgency? I mean, the season just started. I mean, let's just calm down a little bit here. I'm not pitching patience. Okay, I get
It's a
that.
dirty word, Dave.
I know that it is, but yeah, I mean, I just think if you look at the kind of guys that they have and what we know they can do, and I think also it's just such a long wait. You know, you get 8 outs away from going to the World Series, and then you have to just sit there and wait. And now it's like the things you remember from last year are just that they were right there in it. And then now all of a sudden, it's, we're number 30 in a lot of categories offensively. I guess I can see why somebody would say, there's no sense of urgency, but I don't know. I just don't think a sense of urgency to me, it just seems like right now it's a little bit early for that, and that you're kind of pushing the panic button a little bit. But 253, you can have your opinion. I get it.
Well, and in this sport, you don't want these guys trying harder. I think that might be part of the problem is they're trying too hard. These guys are really trying to make something happen in the box, and they're getting out of their game. They're chasing out of they're missing in the zone. They're missing out of the zone. So, yeah, they're getting away from their discipline.
Yeah, that's something that really has been a problem, and we'll talk about it later. But the whiff rate in the strike zone. So yeah, it's kind of hard to explain that part of it. And so I just think people make up reasons why. And if you're comfortable with that, and that's what makes you feel good as a fan, okay. But yeah, I just think it's baseball.
So what do you if you're Dan, what do you do? Do you shuffle the lineup? I mean, do you take one guy who's not hitting and move him down and move another guy that's not hitting, move him up? I mean, just for the sake of doing something. I mean, again, you don't have any real answers sitting on the bench. You don't have, what do you want to put Schneider in there every day? He hasn't come up with a single hit yet. So he's not an option. Dom Canzone got off to a great start. So did Luke Raley. They have both cooled off. So it's not like, I don't know. You move Cole Young up. Do you split up the trio of Cal, Julio, and Naylor, and maybe space them out a little? I don't know. There's not an obvious answer at this point. If Dan shuffles the lineup, I'm thinking he's just doing it just to do something different.
Yeah, I to me, every at bat is just how I look at the game, is its own entity. And I feel like, whoever, I mean, I guess if there's guys on the base paths, there could be maybe a little bit more pressure, or maybe it creates something good. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a move that, it's like once the next, the guy ahead of you steps out of the box, whether he strikes out or he goes to first base, do you care who that is? And,
No.
I just think, like I said, every plate appearance is its own entity. And, it's just a matter of, getting some good luck, maybe even. Just, hit a blooper that goes off somebody's glove, or, drop one in, in between the center fielder and the second baseman. I mean, that kind of stuff is just not happening for him right now.
Yeah, and the other part that's not happening is they've had some defensive glitches, and most of them at third base, unfortunately, because Donovan has been better than advertised at the plate. In the field, he's not close to what you'd hoped he'd be. 4 errors so far on the season in 13 games. He got played by the ball the other day. It wasn't an error, but it cost him. We talked to Jesse Rogers of ESPN yesterday, and he talked about what he thinks of his issues at third base.
If you're a pretty good athlete, which I think he is, you'll find your way. You will adjust. When you make that position change, it's always going to be a little wonky. And maybe, again, that's what I'm talking about in spring. These guys weren't all playing together. But when I see what he's doing at the plate, you still like that trade. That part's not surprising at all. Maybe sometimes when a guy gets moved to a new team, there's just some struggles, and it happens to be defensively, not offensively here. So let it all play out, both with a player like him and also the team in general. Things will right the ship more than likely. Can't say that 100%, but I feel the same way about the team as I do about Donovan.
Yeah, he's preaching, unfortunately, that word of patience, I guess, which is hard when errors are costing you. When your team is having a brutal time scoring runs, as we just talked about, and then errors are being committed in the field that are costing runs, it's even more of an impact. You're going, well, we can't make up this. We're barely putting up 2 runs a game as it is. How are we going to overcome this? That error just cost us another run, and this team can't hit right now. So they're just, it feels like they're double. It feels like they're twice as impactful as they otherwise would be.
Yeah.
So we talked to John Morosi about it real quickly. He talked about how much longer the Mariners can sort of allow that to happen at third.
It's probably end of April into early May where you make a choice on it. I mean, the other question is, where do you move him? So with Donovan, do you consider rotating him through a bit more DH days? Do you, obviously with the Robles injury, that opens up the possibility of getting him to the outfield a little bit. But again, how many players are you going to put out of position because Donovan's defense has been subpar? The preference here is that with additional work, and he obviously he's a great worker, there's no issue there, work ethic wise, but that with some additional work that things may get smoothed out. But it is a concern, has been a concern really since the season started, and it's not going away.
Yeah, and sometimes you hang on too tight, if, maybe he needs to relax. And, we talked about maybe giving him a day off, but I don't know. Whenever you talk about Brendan Donovan look, we just got to know him, but this guy is a grinder, and we said it all camp. So, spring training. Get
Same
ahead
thing.
of myself. Hey, make sure to download the Seattle Sports app where you can listen to every Mariners game all season long. One app, completely free. Enjoy every pitch of Rick Riz's final season all in one place at no cost. It's the easiest way to enjoy Seattle Mariners baseball. And did we mention that it's free?
That's a good price.
We like that.
Let's take two.
Well, the Astros just announced that Christian Javier has a grade 2 shoulder strain. He's going on the IL. That's the exact same injury Hunter Brown has. They put him on the IL earlier this week. And Jake Myers also on the IL with an oblique strain. That means everyone's favorite former Mariner, Taylor Trammell, has been called up today.
Didn't he hit a bomb against the Mariners last year?
Yes, I believe so. In Houston, though, right?
Yeah.
I don't think... Has he played here? Yeah, he's played here once, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was in Houston. Yeah, so conflicted. Love Taylor. Couldn't find a nicer guy.
Bob's going to boo with a smile on his face, though.
Yeah.
When he's out there.
I'll be clapping.
We
but
love
going,
you, but boo.
Yeah, save that for another team. So, yeah, I mean, look, good for Taylor. He's wearing a terrible uniform, playing in a terrible organization, but I hope he does well. And look, the other guys, those are big losses, especially Hunter Brown. That's massive for this team. So let's hope it costs them.
That's weird that they both have the exact same injury. Maybe they need Sam Ramsden down there to figure out, the guy we talked to yesterday, who was the, vice president of player health.
Well, more injuries in the division. Brent Rooker was put on the 10-day IL. He has an oblique strain. He had to leave their game against the Yankees. What was that, yesterday or whenever they won against the Yankees? All the days blend together. But he left that game in the first inning. He's now on the 10-day IL. That is significant. The Mariners play the A's coming up in a little bit. And then the Rangers, the AL West leader, the only team above 500 in the division, might not be for much longer. They're in L.A. to take on the Dodgers for the first game of a 3-game series.
Let's go Dodgers.
Yeah.
Let's go Dodgers. Brent Rooker, I like that guy. He's a hell of a player.
That's kind of my little pet team there.
The A's?
The A's.
Until they become a problem.
Yes.
Then we'll hate them.
I like watching Jacob Wilson. They got some good young guys.
Butler. Yeah, they got a nice young nucleus there. But what is with the oblique? It is the most popular injury in sports. It didn't exist before. What did people say 20 years ago? Was it just, hey, my side hurts?
25 years ago.
I got a sore, my rib cage hurts, or what?
What would they say in hockey? Is that an upper body injury or a lower body injury?
Ooh, that's a good question. Yeah, probably upper, right?
Yeah.
Anything above the
waistline there. Yeah.
So your head and your oblique equally upper.
Look, doesn't it seem like there's just a rash of oblique?
No, I know, and I wonder, that's one of the things we talked about with Sam Ramsden yesterday. That that they're able to test. Where does a guy have weakness? You'd think everybody would be up to speed, but all of a sudden, I mean, seriously, 25 years, I never heard of an oblique strain, ever.
It's every other injury we talk about.
Yeah,
is an oblique. Crazy. Take Two is brought to you by Swedish Cyberknife. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife. Swedish.org/Cyberknife Prostate. Colt Emerson continues to make his case for an early promotion. We'll get into that as we continue live from Victory Hall. It's Wyman and Bob. This is Seattle Sports on 710.
After reaching the NFL's mountaintop,
the Seahawks win Super Bowl 60.
The work continues for the Seahawks to keep the foundation strong. It's the 2026 NFL Draft, Thursday, April 23rd. Only Seattle Sports begins its first-round draft coverage with a reigning NFL Executive of the Year.
You know who are the real Seahawks?
The John Schneider Show at 4 p.m. with Brock Huard, Michael Bumpus, Steve Wyman, and host Bob Stelton live until 9 p.m. on Seattle Sports.
Brock Huard here with my buddy Shannon O'Kelly from IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Shannon, we met about a decade ago when you came into the studio, and at that point, IRG was humming, but you were not 40 locations strong all over the neighborhood. How have you done this and why?
Number one, Brock, great people. Our strength here at IRG is our people. Secondly, we are a company that has a culture of giving back and taking care of our patients, taking care of our team, and thirdly, taking care of our community. We want to be your family physical therapist. More importantly, we want to be your family's neighborhood physical therapist. We want you to come in, have a great experience, and get better and get out there and be pain-free and function.
Take care of your friends. Taking care of your neighbors, taking care of your community, and taking care of Western Washington. With over 40 locations now, that's exactly what IRG Physical and Hand Therapy is doing. Find them in person, find them online at irgpt.com. That's irgpt.com.
D.R. Horton's National Red Tag Sales Event is going on right now through May 3rd. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Upgrade your comfort and cut energy costs with Lake Washington Windows. Get 20% off energy-efficient windows and doors, plus $1,000 off whole home projects. Enjoy 18 months, no payments, no interest. Schedule your estimate by April 15th at lakewashingtonwindows.com.
Ooh, that face. Quantum fiber internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Gauge Jamila.
She's thinking outside the box from inside the box.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi keeps her meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of her video calls. Back to back to back video calls.
Quantum fiber internet blowing the soxies up all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
Contractors, equipment buyers, operators, this is the big one you've been waiting for. The huge Marysville Heavy Equipment, Contractors Equipment, and Vehicles online auction. Presented by the Murphy Auction Company. Bidding is underway now and starts closing at 10 a.m. Thursday, April 16th. On the auction block, 11 excavators, including a 2018 Bobcat E85, 3 wheel loaders featuring a 2018 Cat 966M. There's 6 telehandlers and reach mowers from John Deere and New Holland, and lots more, like 2 Vector trucks, 2 Mack CV713 transfer trucks, 11 dump trucks, and 2 2015 Peterbilt 567 roll-off trucks. And then there's over 300 titled items, including pickup trucks, vans, and SUVs. Preview all items at our location in Marysville, April 14th and 15th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Get online and start bidding now at murphyauction.com. murphyauction.com.
Collectors, Front Row Car Show is returning to Tacoma. Join us at the Greater Tacoma Convention Center on April 11th and 12th. 480 tables. Baseball, football, basketball, and hockey cards. Plus collectibles such as Pokemon, Marvel, Star Wars, and comic books. CGC, JSA, and Beckett will be there. So bring your cards, comics, and autographs to sell, trade, or get them graded. Hundreds of vendors, thousands of dollars in free prizes. Don't miss it. Front Row Card Show, Greater Tacoma Convention Center, Saturday and Sunday, April 11th and 12th, 11 to 5. For more info, go to frontrowcardshow.com. That's frontrowcardshow.com.
Mariners and Astros tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
For 24 years, Sea Star Restaurant and Ron Bar has been Bellevue's and my go-to for fresh seasonal seafood. And my good friend, Chef John Howie, is behind every plate.
Hey, thanks, Brock. You know, springtime is the best time for fresh, wild Pacific Northwest salmon. At Sea Star, we go from Columbia River King, my personal favorite, to the Copper River King in May.
So whether it is a date night, whether it's a business dinner, or you're craving the very best wild salmon, go visit John Howie at Sea Star in Bellevue. Visit Sea Star in Bellevue.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You need a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. Switch today. Get started with a great offer as low as $60 a month. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Offer ends 6/1/26. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet and security edge. 1-year agreement, eco-bill, and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
This hour is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund.
Wyman and Bob.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We got mean texts coming up today at 5:15. You can get those rolling at 866-979-3776. Some people, Dave, are repurposing their mean text from last week. I mean, look, if it's good once, that's great, but, come up with something new. We read it on the air.
I remember one time making a joke in a taxi cab with some of my buddies, and we were in college, and nobody laughed, and so I told it again.
You mean right on the heels of saying it the first time?
I said, and, I was young, Did
you get a laugh the second time?
Did not. Did not at all.
It's a good lesson.
Yeah, it's a good lesson.
But, yeah, keep the fresh mean text coming at 866-979-3776. Meanwhile, a lot of people anxious to see Colt Emerson at some point this season. Maybe it'll be sooner than later because he's rolling in AAA. He had 2 more hits last night. He's hitting .308. He's got an .828 OPS. If this lineup continues to struggle, does that speed up his timeline, or do you feel like the Mariners should just, whatever their plan, I don't know if they have a plan, like, hey, we want to get him this many games under his belt, or if they've got something like that in mind. Let's just hypothetically say we want him to get 40 games under his belt.
Yeah.
Do you stray from that if you're Jerry and Justin because the lineup here is struggling?
Well, I mean, it's going to look like that, right? So, I mean, I guess if, maybe they had a plan. Maybe they had a plan, hey, if, this happens, or maybe, I don't know that they planned on anything with, happening with Brendan Donovan, but, maybe that idea was something that maybe came to the forefront. It's based, I would think the whole thing would be based on what kind of conversations is Dan having with, like, Donovan, for example. And then, what's going on with Colt Emerson. Maybe they all along were going to bring him up, and it's not, because it does kind of seem like a little bit of a panic move.
Yeah.
Right?
That's the part we don't know what their plan is.
Or maybe it's not. Do you think it's a panic move at this point?
No, because I felt like he was close to being ready coming out of spring.
Yeah.
I think this is nothing but good for him to find this success at AAA. There's nothing but good coming out of that for him individually. The other part of the question is, we've heard this from, I don't know how many big leaguers, former big leaguers, talking about the jump from AAA to the big leagues is substantial.
Yeah.
So just because he's mashing at AAA doesn't mean he comes up here. I would suspect you'd probably see a lot of what we see with rookies is, hey, maybe he gets hot for a couple games, league gets dialed into him, and then they adjust, and then they scuffle. There's a lot of extreme highs and extreme lows with rookies.
Right.
At last check, the kid in Pittsburgh is hitting $176, had a great opening day. He signed that $140 million deal. He's 19 years old, looks like he's going to be a star, but sitting $176 right now.
Yeah.
So it's early. Maybe he gets hot. Maybe he finds it. But I would suspect he comes up and you see something similar from Colt Emerson.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm really excited about Colt Emerson. I just think, they've had a plan for this, and I just don't think, what are we, 4-9? And I don't think that takes us to, okay, we're going to entirely change all of our plans. I would be surprised anyway, but maybe that's something that they've had in store either way. Even if we're, winning and leading the division and everything, it was going to happen anyway. So I just trust that that's what's going on. But yeah, I just the more I look at, if you go and look at the stats for the year, and you go, Cal Raleigh is hitting 143, Julio 143, Josh Naylor 104. I mean, this just cannot last. It just can't.
I guess you could say he could come up and not be any worse than that. Right?
There you go.
Is he going to produce less than that? I think Julio's got 2 RBI at this point. I mean, yeah. So there's that side of it. Jeff Passan was on with Brock and Salk, and he talked about just the curiosity he's got to see what it does to Donovan when Colt Emerson does get called up.
I am interested in seeing what kind of an effect it has on Brendan Donovan, though. Because some players, Brendan Donovan's the kind of guy who's had to scrap for the kind of career that he's made for himself. And tons of respect to him for doing that. So maybe he is used to this idea of being a super utility guy, but there is some comfort, guys, in knowing where you're going to play every day.
I think I don't worry about Donovan. I don't worry about his mindset or him feeling like, well, wait a minute, that's no part of me feels that way. I think he's used to being a utility guy. He won the Gold Glove for being a utility guy, and maybe that might be more comfortable. If Emerson were, hypothetically, he gets called up, he's your third baseman. He's obviously your shortstop of the future, but for this conversation, he's your third baseman this year. Maybe Donovan goes back into a more familiar role of being in the outfield, being at second base. When I don't want Cole Young taken out of there because he's one of the few bats that's going and he's playing great defense. But if he needs a day off, get him in there.
Can I throw something in here real quick? This puts another interesting wrinkle in here, and we'll hear from Dan Wilson at 3. Reporters will be over there. Brendan Donovan's not in the lineup today, and it's a right-hander. So people are kind of wondering about that. J.P. Crawford's batting leadoff. Leo Rivas is playing third. He's the third baseman. Or he's playing third, batting ninth. But no Brendan Donovan in the lineup against the right-handed pitcher.
I wonder if the groin is flaring up. Because you'd feel like even if they were trying to get him out of his head defensively, he's your best hitter right now. He's the best hitter. So you're not going to take him out of the lineup. I would imagine they would DH him.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that groin pull that he suffered the other night is still little active.
Yeah, could be. So, yeah, I mean, I guess, and the fact that, maybe that's bothering him a little bit kind of brings some comfort to me because at least there's a reason. I mean, we just raved about him, and rightfully so. By the way, did Jeff Passan, did he call him Brandon Donovan there? Or did he say Brendan?
I think he said Brendan.
Okay. Somebody was texting in the other day going, I'm so tired of you guys saying, I'm like, I don't think we've said Brandon one time.
Yeah, maybe people say it quickly and it sounds like Brandon, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's what we're going to hear, Lefko. That's because I just think even if they're looking at it going, hey, this guy needs a mental day off because you're coming off in an off day, so he's had that. Everybody's had that day off. I think you're keeping him in the lineup no matter what because he's your best hitter. So we'll see what Dan says about that. But Jonathan Mayo, MLB Pipeline reporter, MLB Network, was breaking down Colt Emerson's progress and when he thinks he's going to be called up.
So now it's just a question of when are they going to decide to do it. He's probably the best pure hitter in the minor leagues right now. Really good left-hand hitter, unbelievable approach. He's been playing mostly shortstop, but he's seen time at third, he's seen time at second. So they have options. I think it's going to really be a matter of where the opportunity is in that Mariners infield. But if he's not up by June, I'd actually be quite surprised. And he's been swinging the bat like he always does. Yeah. Very professional at-bats down in AAA.
June sounds late to me. Yeah. I would say he's coming up in May, is my thought. Especially if Donovan continues to struggle. Now, this may speed things up if Donovan's dealing with an injury that he has to go on the IL. And again, we're speculating with his absence in the lineup today. We'll see what Dan says, but hypothetically, if he's dealing with some sort of injury that's going to have him out for a while. I don't know how comfortable you are with Rivas. I mean, he's misplayed a couple balls, but he ultimately looks more comfortable at third, but he doesn't give you much at the plate. So maybe that could speed up the process for him. But, yeah, if he's talking June, I don't know. That almost seems a little late to me.
Yeah, that's the one thing, the groin injury, I think that really could – I mean, we don't really know that part of Brendan Donovan. You know, and maybe he's one of those guys that, like, if I feel like I don't have all of my tools and there are certain things that I can't do out there, that's a problem. But, you know, he certainly hasn't let what's happening in the field affect him at the plate. It's been just, and that's kind of what I've been preaching. I just think he's so mentally disciplined that you just let him play through it as long as he's healthy.
Yeah. All right, coming up, the offense jumps out as the issue for the Mariners, but there is also a potentially worrisome trend that's developing with the pitching staff. We'll tell you what that's about as we continue live from Victory Hall. It's Wyman and Bob. This is Seattle Sports on 710.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
Holy smokes, what a play.
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
Hey, it's Dave Wyman here for Bellevue Rare Coins. I'm really excited to be working with them again. And right now, what we're seeing is the price of gold at an all-time high. And here's what that means for you. Items you haven't thought about in years can be worth thousands of dollars. Old jewelry, coin collections, gold watches, necklaces, and pendants. And it's worth finding out what those items are worth during such a strong market. Even broken and used jewelry is more valuable than you think. The folks at Bellevue Rare Coins told me they had a customer stop by because they heard an ad on the radio and said, what the heck, let's see what it's worth. And they walked out of there with thousands of dollars. And Bellevue Rare Coins has expanded to Linwood, Issaquah, and Tacoma, and a local established business known for honesty and no pressure evaluations is what they're all about. That they help you get the most out of your valuables. And a lot of people don't realize how valuable some of these items can be. So, hey, it's worth stopping in to find out. Bellevue Rare Coins is now in Bellevue, Linwood, Issaquah, and Tacoma, or find them online at BellevueRareCoins.com.
How was your break?
It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code THRIVE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code THRIVE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's THRIVE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Harry Douglas here to tell you about Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy. It tastes just like the best birthday cake ever. Vanilla, buttery, frosting vibes. It's basically a party in a bottle. Confetti Craze makes it easy to turn any day into a party with its delicious birthday cake flavor and big birthday energy. And here's the best part. All cake, no sugar. I bring these tiny bottles everywhere to cakeify my day with tasty caffeine boosts. The Funfetti flavor is back on 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon. Crack open a Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy shot today.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
Aetna has been my lifesaver. Easy to understand, and if not, customer service is always there to help.
Those words from a real Aetna Medicare Advantage member speak to why U.S. News & World Report named us a best Medicare Advantage company. Because we show up with care management that ensures doctors work together on complicated conditions. We show up with the latest in online tools to make healthcare easier to use anytime. We show up for you, because that's how healthier happens together. Member feedback has been edited for length and clarity.
Mariners and Astros tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends at People Come First. You've heard me talk about them. PCF Construction Group. People come first. And if you've been dreaming of a new deck, well, now is the time to call PCF before the good weather arrives and their schedule gets all filled up. With a new deck, patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor space year-round, no matter the weather. And for a limited time, get 50% off demolition costs. That's up to $5,000 when you book your project with PCF. Contact People Come First Construction Group for all the details. You know, they designed and built our outdoor living space, and we loved it. Start planning and designing your dream deck now so you're ready to build this summer. Planning, permitting, construction, they take time. So don't wait another day. Get started today. Get project ideas, browse their amazing photos, and find all the offer details at pcfgroup.com. That's pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space with People Come First.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you feel embarrassed, trapped, maybe even ashamed just because you own a timeshare? Well, I'm here to tell you you're not alone. Chuck McDowell here, the timeshare cancellation guy. I get over 3,000 complaints a week from all kinds of folks that feel the same way you do. Honest people, teachers, veterans, grandparents, all losing sleep over a timeshare they can't get rid of. That's why 15 years ago, I founded Wesley Financial Group to help people take their lives back. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we would want our own family to be treated. That mindset has helped us cancel over 50,000 timeshares from people just like you. So if you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-981-4455. That's 800-981-4455. 800-981-4455.
Wyman and Bob.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Text line is there for you at 866-979-3776. It's not enough that we've been talking about the offense, Dave, and the problems with the Mariners offense. We got people poking holes in the pitching now. Got people telling us, yeah, it's good on the surface. Really not that good.
Yeah, I was surprised. Surprised to hear that from
a couple people here.
A couple people that I respect.
Well, here's Brian Kinney was on with Bump and Stacy, and he was explaining why he's down on the Mariners pitching staff.
Every time I heard, I love Seattle pitching, that's the best pitching rotation in the game, I would look and I'd say, well, again, I know there's a lot of noise in ERA, but if you're in a pitcher's park, you actually have to have superior run prevention. And I haven't seen that. I've seen a lot of, guys that you see, high strikeout rate. Yeah, but at a certain point, you are somewhat responsible for the runs you allow. So I thought actually their park-adjusted ERAs did not warrant did not match up to the reputation.
So, yeah, I mean, talk to Josh Naylor about that, first of all, whether it's a pitcher's park or not. He thinks it's a hitter's park. But, yeah, I was just surprised to hear that because he's like, okay, run prevention. I mean, maybe, he's, I don't know how many runs or whatever rating that you're getting because of errors and things like that. But, I mean, the run prevention part. And I stopped by with Brent Stecker, who writes for us. And, I was like, what's he talking about? And he's like, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know where he's getting that from. That was kind of mystifying to me.
Well, he's a deep analytics guy. He's very deep into the weeds on that stuff. This is our guy that we spoke with yesterday, Jesse Rogers, who talked about the Mariners pitching being last in win probability added.
What are you doing in the moments when the game can turn? And Seattle is dead last on the mound.
dead last. Like Andres Munoz gives up that 10th inning home run. Like, he's going to be really good, but that's a moment that lost the game, right? So it's really interesting to see, go to that column sometimes because it gives you the numbers inside the numbers. Because if you're creating offense or ERA when the game's out of hand, that's not as meaningful. When the game's in the moment that you need to throw a pitch, you got to come through, and the Mariners have not done that so far. But we know they will. It's almost like what I said about their hitting. It's going to come around. The Mariners have a good pitching infrastructure. They will pitch in big moments better than they have so far.
And when he's looking at a number like that, you've played 13 games. If you got a moment where he gives up a home run and it costs you the game, in 13 games it's going to weigh more.
Right.
So right now, I don't doubt that those numbers are skewed, but you have to take into account how many games have they played, how many times has that happened in a very short amount of time. It's going to weigh more. So I don't worry about that. I think it's another avenue to break it down and look at things, and you want to get into the micro of everything. And you can twist these numbers into any story you want to tell, Dave. Essentially, you can find the number to support your argument. Staff is the best. Staff is the worst. Staff's overrated. Staff's underrated. That's the beauty of it. You got the numbers there to support either way.
Well, and I really appreciate those numbers, but you're exactly right. It's not a big enough sample size to start pressing those kinds of numbers in there. So, it was just kind of interesting to hear that from a couple. And Brian Kenny is one of those guys. I mean,
who never shuts up.
Well, he doesn't.
What? No.
Yeah. Well, and I was talking to Brent about it, and he was saying, sometimes I disagree with him, but he does a great job. But I think you nailed it. I mean, that's really what it's much more about, is that we've got a smaller sample size here. So what do we figure in the NFL would be game and a half in, something like that?
Yeah, I guess it's. I mean, it's just. We're still in that part of the season, and we will be for a while, where if Cal or Julio go 4 for 4 tonight, all of a sudden they're hitting 270 or something. The average looks amazing, and if they, same is true if they go the other way. So it's the numbers are skewed nightly in a very dramatic way, one way or the other, at this point of the season. So because there's just not enough there yet. So that's true for this stat as well. By the way, we did get an update on Brendan Donovan from our Mariners Insider.
That's why she's our Mariners Insider, Shannon Dreher. So we don't have to panic. It sounds like it's just illness. Nothing physical, no lingering effects from the groin. Shannon said he was coming down with something Wednesday, told us he was sick after the game and not to get too close. So that must be it there. Illness. Those linger, we know.
Something's going around. Yep. I can attest. So, so there you go.
I wonder if he lost his voice.
I don't know. Maybe he wasn't speaking much.
That's why he can't play third, because he lost his voice. Can't yell like, I got it.
He doesn't know the hand signals. Yeah. So there you go. That's why Rivas is in there at third, and Donovan getting the night off, and hopefully that'll be a quick turnaround for him, but nothing more than that. That's good. I'm glad it's not the groin injury barking.
Right. Well, I'm just, he probably doesn't want to hear this, but I'm really glad that he's sick. I really am. That's the reason I will take that.
It's going to be, I'm excited for this pitching matchup tonight to see, can Hancock keep this going? I mean, it's 2 games, so you don't want to overreact, but you got to remember where this guy was. This guy was a 6th overall pick, and I think we, along with fans, kind of look at him as an addition to, like, we got our guys. Yeah, he's fine. He can fill in and he can keep you in a game, but maybe he is one of those guys who's going to be slower to develop. And how are we feeling if he goes out there and deals tonight?
We're going to feel really good because, and look, I know it's early, and like you said, it's only a 2-game sample size, but I mean, a .71 ERA, and he's only walked 1 batter in 12 2/3 innings. But hey, if these guys rough him up a little bit, I don't think that's the end of the world. But if you look at where their slash line numbers, they're number 1 or 2 in every category. So this is going to be a huge test for him, and we'll see whether it's legit or not. I mean, it is early on; it'll only be his 3rd start, but if he's able to go out there and deal against this offense, these guys are putting up some big numbers right now.
If he can shut down your guy, Little Altuve.
My little guy, Altuve. I used to love that guy. I really did.
He's a little rodent.
Yeah, I used to say that, of course he can hit. I mean, the ball looks like a beach ball to him, or it's a volleyball or something. He's so tiny, but man, he generates, like a lot of times that bat looks like it's bigger than he is.
Yeah, looks like it certainly is tall.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking also is like, is it going to continue? I mean, is it going to be maybe even louder tonight as far as the boos for Altuve? Because he gets the majority of it.
Yeah, well, Correa's back, so, or is he hurt? He's on the team.
Correa is on the disabled list.
Is he?
I think so.
Lefko, is Correa hurt?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, those two.
Yeah, I thought I saw him like he was on a day-to-day type of thing.
Those two are the faces of the scandal there. So yeah, I think Mariner fans are coming into this series a little edgy, a little angry as it is. So yeah, I think they're going to wear it tonight. I think it's going to be beautiful.
Oh yeah, he's got illness as well. I was just looking, no lineup out yet for the Astros, so we'll let you know when to boo. But yes, I'm sure it'll be frequent and constant as well. No, probably a ton of fans tonight as well, because it's a Friday night and it's the Ichiro statue giveaway night. So I'm sure they're flocking to get these.
Is it with the broken bat or the?
I think you
fixed
can
bat?
choose. It's like choose your own adventure. On those.
Yeah, little mishap with the bat and the unveiling of the Ichiro statue that most people have seen today. And yes, it is. We had people texting and going, "Is that real or is that AI?" Yeah. Unfortunately, that was real. So apparently it's been fixed, and you've got the giveaway coming up tonight. Meanwhile, Seahawks fans should feel very good about the upcoming draft after hearing one thing John Schneider said yesterday. We'll talk about that as we continue live from Victory Hall with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
After a much-needed day off following a 5-game skid, it's back home and back at it for the Mariners.
Just what the Mariners are looking for.
Tonight, it's Emerson Hancock on the mound in the first of 4 against the Astros at T-Mobile.
12 in a row set down by Emerson Hancock.
First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame.
It's particularly delightful to see the Astros suffering like that.
Double play. Nicely turned by the Mariners.
Listen live anywhere for free on the Seattle Sports app.
It's funny how you get used to things in not so ideal condition around the house. It's Dave Wyman here, and for me, it was old windows. After 20 years in our home, virtually every window had a broken seal. We got used to cold drafts, outside noises, and condensation. And if you're in the same boat, use this spring to say goodbye to the old, dreary windows and hello to your new exclusive windows from Harley Exteriors. Right now, they're having a spring cleaning sale to complete your home makeover. If you buy 10 windows, you can choose between 20% off your entire project or get a free door. On top of that, make 0 payments and accumulate 0 interest for up to 12 months for qualified buyers. Harley Exteriors windows are a massive upgrade, manufactured right here in the Pacific Northwest and exclusive to Harley Exteriors. Call 833-HARLEY, that's HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com. Schedule your free consultation today at harleyexteriors.com.
It's WFC 190 World Fighting Championship at Emerald Queen Casino Event Center. Saturday night, April 25th. Experience the thrill and excitement of high-energy professional mixed martial arts. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Don't miss this amazing mixed martial arts event. WFC 190 World Fighting Championship. April 25th at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
21 and older. Need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
We've all been there. Sleepless nights, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy knowing we're here for you. BayAlarm.com.
Your reputation matters. That's why so many landscape professionals choose Gravely. You can save up to 20% on Gravely commercial mowers during the Gravely Mow the Distance sales event going on now through the 19th. Visit your local Gravely dealer today.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes just in case? Skyrizi Risankizumab Risa can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is everything to me.
Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
How was your break?
It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code THRIVE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code THRIVE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's THRIVE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Emerson Hancock gets the ball for the Mariners tonight. 5:30 pregame coverage beginning right here on Seattle Sports. 6:40 first pitch. And the Mariners' opponent, the Astros, announced some injuries earlier today, placing pitcher Christian Javier on the 15-day IL due to a grade 2 right shoulder strain. Jake Myers also goes on the IL with an oblique strain. That means Taylor Trammell, the former Mariner, has been called up along with J.P. France. And right now, Rory McIlroy is leading the second round of the Masters, trying to become the first since Tiger Woods in 2001 and 2002 to win back-to-back Masters.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour of Wyman and Bob is brought to you by K2 Vision RLE.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob.
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
We are live at Victory Hall. It's Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com. We got the hated Astros in town, game 1 of a 4-game series coming your way tonight. Emerson Hancock on the hill for the Mariners. We'll turn you over to the pregame show coming up at 5:30. Meanwhile, we had the John Schneider show yesterday. And, you know, he's always fun to talk to. He's big on bringing in guests these days, yeah, which is interesting. We're getting to know the behind-the-scenes people because he just defers. That's what he does. He never wants to take credit. The second you try to give him credit, he'll give you a long list of people behind the scenes that contribute, which is a good quality.
Yeah, well, and he always uses nicknames and calls them by their, initials or whatever.
Yeah,
and,
unless you're on the inside, you know who he's talking about. Half the time I just nod and go, oh, yeah.
I try to translate for him. Yeah. Okay, you're talking about Nolan Teasley, or you're talking about, Sam Ramsden. So yeah, and Sam was great. He really does a great job, and it's just very interesting how sophisticated that has gotten. How much better, how they're able to predict whether players, have weaknesses, and and I thought the most interesting thing was, when he was talking about communicating to the coaches. Saying, hey, don't do this kind of drill, don't do that kind of drill, because he needs to strengthen that area before you pull something. So yeah, it's gotten that way, and these guys are so valuable. I mean, you see guys that are making $15-20 million a year, and you're like, we got to get the most out of these guys.
Yeah. Well, and he was just talking about how he uses all that input when it comes to the draft from all the different aspects of his staff. He talked about how they've adapted the evaluation and utilizing that medical information on potential draft picks.
Made mistakes. We've learned our lessons over the years, like where to, how far, where to take the player or the person, and that's part of it too. Like Sam and David Strickland and the docs too. They're evaluating the person too. They're helping us evaluate. We have these 30 guys in here on these visits getting physicals and everything. And at the combine, they're helping us evaluate all these guys. So it's like, well, what was your impression? Is he a tough guy? Is he going to push through? Is he not going to push through? So it's really how do we? Sometimes I think we've just. And it was definitely early on. Mm-hmm. We just were like, okay, thanks, guy's a really good player, and it didn't work out. But it goes the other way too, and that's what's fun about being able to give Sam and Dr. Ed and those guys some crap too. It's like, so I think I told you Brett Favre was supposed to fail his physical when he was traded to the Green Bay Packers, and Ron Wolf's like, no, he's not going to fail his physical, and he starts 298 games or whatever in a row, right? Yeah. So.
He likes to give it to the guys that he's going to be an injury concern, and then the guy turns into Mr. Durable.
Yeah.
So it's not 100%.
No.
Right? But what I like is that he's gathering information from everybody, and it sounds like initially he talked about earlier they'd be like, yeah, okay, that's good, but we love this guy.
Right.
And they made some mistakes. So just because they're taking in information now doesn't mean it's exact, but it sounds like they've narrowed it down. He's got a great run going right now.
Yeah.
So it sounds like it's work. Whatever it is, whoever he's talking to, whatever he's taking from everybody, keep doing that.
Right. Yeah. And well, I guess the question I asked him, I was trying to get, is there times you go outside of that, even though everything looks negative as far as all the reports and everything? Do you go with your instincts? And, and it kind of sounds like he does, every once in a while. But a good example, Ty J. Spears was a guy I really liked. He's with your beloved Titans, of course, Mike. And, and I just coming out of, he was Tulane, and I just remember looking at his film and go, this guy is phenomenal. Well, it turned out he didn't have an ACL in one of his knees, and and that's just a no for John, just a hard no. We're not going to take a chance with that. But
how's he been with the beloved Titans, Lefko?
I could joke and say he's been terrible, but no, he's actually been decent.
Yeah.
He's still playing in the league, which is good for a guy without an ACL. He's a solid running back. He's been fine. One of those replaceable guys. But yeah.
He's not a star, but
not a star, but yeah, he's there.
Well, it's kind of weird because in 1994, I was given a new ACL. They just built one out of a piece of tissue out of my patella tendon. And it grows back and everything. But and it has since evaporated. My body has sort of just
metabolized
it and whatnot. But yeah, I mean that's something that you can actually fix. But some guys just don't need that, So yeah, I think that part's interesting, and that. How much does he go with his instincts was what I was trying to kind of get out of that question. But it sounds like there's just so much good information now that you'd be foolish to just entirely ignore what some of these guys are talking about. And David Strickland's he's the head trainer, bald-headed dude, looks like a player that you always see on this tall guy. He's one of the better trainers, and they just do a great
do a great job with their staff. They really listen to those guys, and those guys are always on the cutting edge, and kind of begins and ends with Sam Ramsden. So that was kind of interesting. But yeah, I wonder who he's going to bring next.
I don't. You would know better than I would. I know these. Once you get beyond the main coordinators and some of the position coaches, I'm at a loss.
Yeah.
So yeah, these are new faces and interesting stuff certainly. But we were talking about the draft and how they're preparing for it, and this is by everybody. If you buy into all the analysts, all the draftniks, all the experts out there, this is a bad draft. It doesn't mean there won't be guys that don't become stars, and it happens every draft, and there's going to be busts. But if it is what most of the analysts say, a poor draft, would you be more in favor of them packaging up their picks and taking that big swing if they see a player that John feels is a difference maker?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I wouldn't mind seeing him, make some selections in those later rounds, and maybe he could move back, because one of the players that's all of a sudden starting to explode is the other running back, not Jeremiah Love, but the kid Price at Notre Dame, and now there's people saying that he may not make it out of the first round, and which I think would be cool if they selected him. But I think running back would make a lot of sense. It would make a lot of people happy because of the canine departure. But I don't know. I think I would like to see John how he can do because it always gets stuck in my mind. 4th rounder KJ Wright, 5th rounder Richard Sherman. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And I'd just like to see what he's able to do in some of those later rounds where he sees value that other people don't. And I think somebody was saying that, I can't remember who was the quote came from, but basically he's saying that Schneider's on a heater right now. I mean, he is selecting some really good players, and unfortunately one of them you had to pay $168 million, but he's so good that because he's just on it right now, and he just gets better and better seemingly every year.
This team doesn't have a lot of holes, so I'm of the belief you got 4 picks right now. Hypothetically, maybe it would take more than this, but if they wanted Love and they wanted to trade up, I'd be in favor of that. Package the picks up, because typically we're looking at the draft going, well, man, you need this, you need that, you need a corner, you need a linebacker, you need a no lineman. You got your guy. It doesn't mean you don't still need to add, but you pretty much have your team for the most part. This would be a year where I would feel okay if they did. I think that's a real long shot, but if he were to do it, feels like this would be the draft to do it, because I don't know how much talent is truly out there that they'd be missing out on if the draft is what all the experts are saying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like that's the reason why I would want him to pick more, is just because I think he sees things that other people don't.
What if he agrees with them, though? He's not going to tell us, but what if he's looking at the draft going, it's pretty thin.
Yeah.
Pretty thin once you get past the top 10 or 11, whatever he may think.
Well, he would know, right? So that's where, we always talk about, John will tell you, well, this year there's probably 16 or 17 first-rounders that get a first-round grade. And he's very disciplined that if he has a first-round pick and there's no first-rounders left and he's at number 20 or whatever, he's going to move back. So, but, yeah, I just feel like that it could be one of those where you're like, there's not a lot of excitement, right? When you're picking 32nd and 64th and, you won the Super Bowl, that's great. But, you're not sitting there going, oh, man, we got to fill this void and that void. It's so I think it would be interesting if he decided to go in and, get some late round picks and some guys that, the only thing is, we talked about is that they do have a young team. It's a very young team.
Well, I think it's in the top 5 youngest in the league.
Yeah. At one point during the season, it was like 35 guys that were 3 years or younger. So yeah, they've got enough young guys right now. So I think it would be really interesting to see what he could do. Can he get a KJ Wright or a Richard Sherman? Those are the 2 guys I always think of for some reason. Just because 4th and 5th round, it's just so rare that you find a talent in a guy like that who means so much to the franchise.
Well, he was talking about the steps they have left when it comes to. I mean, we're 2 weeks out from the draft. So he's talking about they're still working their way towards, getting their final evaluations done. And here he is just talking about the final steps they've got.
The scouts are back in. We have our local day today, so we have 40 guys finishing up out here today. Yeah, we have a pretty clear picture of what the board looks like. We'll be getting with the coaches next weekend. This is always a really cool weekend when the scouts are in studying because the Masters is going. We got it going all day, and it's just an awesome. Like you're kind of like narrowing in on what it's going to look like, and listening to all the guys just have you hear their passion. Like we can deal with this guy, or we can't deal with this guy, or I don't feel good about this. Like let somebody else have him. That sort of thing. Like.
Is there anything he doesn't like about that job? Literally, I don't know that I've ever. I think releasing players. I'd say that's it.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Everything else, he loves the grind. He loves the evaluation. He loves this. Everything he talks about. Oh, it's really cool. We get to do this. This is really cool. He's the right guy. He's in the perfect job for his mentality, what he loves, his passion for it, his enthusiasm. He loves every aspect. I would say the only thing he'd ever say would be, cutting guys.
He hates the cut down day, and that was something that he's tried in the past to kind of make it a day of celebration and this and that. And I'm like, John, it's going to hurt, man. Either way. So, but yeah, that's the one thing he really doesn't like. I've seen him get choked up about it too, and he's talking about guys' careers, and especially when you have to cut a veteran. Guys that have been with him, but he does a great job. Look at Jaron Reed, man. He had a pretty good run here before he left and didn't want to be here anymore, and finds his way back here, wins a Super Bowl, and he's a huge part of that defense. So John does a great job of, the guys that are departing, and I know that Sherm was a little bent out of shape. I think Earl Thomas, a little bit with Bobby Wagner, but for the most part, he's handled those guys, and I think he hates that part of it too. Especially, it's one thing to cut a rookie, but when you cut a guy or decide not to renew a contract for a guy that's helped you win and helped you, win Super Bowls in particular, that's really tough for him. But you're right. I think he was made to be a GM. That's he just loves it. He's good at it. He's got great instincts, and I think, look, there's been times where we have complained about the draft, and there's been some players that didn't work out and everything. But this last year, like I keep saying, complaint free. I don't think anybody, I think the most criticism. Who do you think got more criticism? Was it Anthony Bradford or maybe Reek Woolen? Those were two guys that
I'd say the more consistent was Bradford.
Yeah.
Because Woolen had a brilliant rookie year. Everybody loved him. I don't know that there's ever been a moment that everybody loved Bradford.
Yeah.
So I'd say he's been the more consistent thorn in fans' sides.
Yeah, he became kind of an internet sensation, didn't he?
Yes, he did. And he's aware of it, too.
He is aware of it, yeah. And he's like, hey, I got no problem with it. I thought maybe one of the better comments I've ever heard on this show was that Bob described one of Anthony Bradford's plays. He looked like he passed out. And he
said
really
with
did.
love. Said with love.
Well, but that's the thing. And, NASA Chobe, who does a great job and runs the pre and post game and everything. And, he was saying, look, you just have to he's exactly right. You just got to put up with 5 plays a game. 5 plays a game, he's going to entirely space out. I think maybe my favorite with him was K9 was behind him and kind of trying to push him, and he was jogging. And K9 made 4 moves in the time it took him to take 1 step. And he was just kind of jogging down the field, and K9's behind him using him as a shield. And but then you see how he will just destroy somebody on the line of scrimmage. So incredibly talented, and really you could say the same thing about Reek Woolen. Reek has these spectacular plays. He's the perfectly engineered corner with the long arms and speed, and jumps out of the gym, whole thing, and just every once in a while kind of blacks out.
Yeah, well, he's got a 1-year prove-it deal with the Eagles, so
pulling for him, man.
Yeah, absolutely. One more from John on the draft. He talked about when he feels that they're fully prepared for what's to come.
That'll be when we get done with, I think once we get through with the coaches next weekend. I think that Monday, and then I usually have Tuesday just with Mike pretty much, and then I feel like pretty good about it. Okay, if not A, then B. If not C, then D. And
he's got every scenario played out.
Yeah, I mean, there's no part of you that feels he's ill-prepared or he's going to be stunned by anything. I was thinking of this last night. He's in rarefied air, I think, with the fan base, in that he could pretty much make any move he wants, and the fans are going to go, okay,
yeah,
I'm on board. I mean, think about that. What could he do where you go, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I mean, beyond something crazy, the trading away JSN, but I'm talking about like with the draft pick or signing a free agent or letting a free agent go or whatever. Is there anything? And you guys can text in 866-979-3776. To me, he's kind of in that really, really rarefied air for a GM of any professional franchise where he's got kind of unconditional faith from the fan base. Is there a move he could make where you just go, I don't know what you're doing, man.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
There's one. Draft at number 32, draft a kicker. there we go. I think that's the only thing they could do. But yeah, I mean, I think that everybody's going to give him the benefit of the doubt, obviously. I think, also, I think it's, and I hate saying anything that even sounds like negative about Pete, but I think on draft day, Mike Macdonald is a much better partner with him as far as that goes. I think they see it exactly the same, and I think there was a lot of times that maybe Pete's one fault is that he would sometimes, draft or make a decision because of need rather than talent. And John's always been very strict about we're taking the best player.
Right.
So, but I don't know. Maybe he could draft a kicker at number 32 and get away with it, as far as the fan base goes.
Well, all of a sudden that guy's booting 66-yarders on the regular, and people are going, see?
Yeah, yeah. He's got it going right now. He's on a roll, man.
How close is this roster to being Super Bowl ready? Being, right now we know what they lost. Haven't added a ton.
Yeah.
So are they miles away from where they were? Are they just a step or two away? How far away?
Yeah, I mean, you lost a really good safety, and you lost a corner that has tremendous upside. But I mean, I don't think a lot of fans are going to miss Requel, and I'll miss him. I thought he was, all he needed to do is just needed a little extra time, and that's what Macdonald gave him, and he really ended up having a decent year, other than that play in the NFC Championship game, and then I think in that first game against the Niners he had some struggles there, but. Yeah, I mean, that to me is you can replace that guy. So I think they're very close to, I'm sure they'd like to have another offensive lineman, and I'm sure that they would, I just think if you find good corners like Josh Jobe, is he like a world beater? No, but he's really good. And that's kind of where you have to settle, is that, like, it's really hard to find good corners. So I think, I think if they get a corner, an offensive lineman, who else? I mean, they can always
a running back, obviously.
Running back, and then, that's pretty much it. But I don't know that they're going to draft that way. John's going to take whoever's the best player there.
Whose absence do you think they're going to feel the most? I know the guy that I wanted to keep the most was Kobe Bryant, but I don't know. Are they going to feel that one more, or are they going to feel K9? Or maybe it will be Reed. Maybe it'll be Moffat. I don't know. But my favorite was the guy I was like, I want him back as Kobe Bryant. I'm going to miss him, but which will they feel the most on the field?
Yeah, I think probably, gosh, that's a great question, and the reason why is because you still have Eamon Worry that's coming back. And say what you will, Ty Okada played really well. I mean, not so much in that first game against Tampa when he was filling in, but you got Eamon Worry and you got Julian Love. I mean, you got two really, really high-end safeties there. And Julian Love is just a tick below Spoon as far as his speed and decision-making and everything. So, I mean, I think running back probably is the one that you're going to feel more. And because you got a guy that's coming back from an ACL, you never know what's going to happen. They say, it's 9 months and that's the standard. Well, everybody's different, and until Charbonnet gets back out there, you're not really going to know. And then Kenny McIntosh, same question mark. They got the kid from Green Bay who I'm blanking
Emmanuel
on.
Wilson.
Wilson. So, yeah, I mean, I think they'll fit it together, but I would really love to see them add there. That's where I think K-9 was the bigger loss.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. Even though Kobe was my favorite of the group, I think that's where they'll feel it the most.
Yeah, you just look like, you know, what's the position group look like? And, you know, at running back, it's like 3 or 4 question marks.
Yeah.
Whereas you got 2 answers, absolute answers, in Julian Love and Nicky Manwari at safety.
All right. Meanwhile, what should we expect from Emerson Hancock in his 3rd start of the season tonight? We'll get into that as we continue live from Victory Hall. It's Wyman and Bob. This is Seattle Sports on 710.
After reaching the NFL's mountaintop,
The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60.
the work continues for the Seahawks to keep the foundation strong. It's the 2026 NFL Draft, Thursday, April 23rd. Only Seattle Sports begins its first-round draft coverage with a reigning NFL Executive of the Year.
You know who are the real Seahawks?
The John Schneider Show at 4 p.m. with Brock Hughes, Michael Bumpus, Steve Wyman, and host Bob Stelton live until 9 p.m. on Seattle Sports.
Well, spring is all about getting ready for summer, isn't it? But do you have a room just sitting empty and you've dreamt of making it your own home gym? Hey, Brock Heward here, and working out in your own home, well, it is the best. We've been doing so for years, and you can allow Top Fitness to create your own home gym. Simply give them your room dimensions, and they'll do the rest. A complete fitness room design. It's no secret why everyone, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love Top Fitness. Top Fitness represents the very best brands in fitness, like Precor, Inspire Fitness, along with many others. They also have everything from flooring to weights that go in a home gym. And right now, get spring special financing with 0% interest for 12 months, plus mention me and receive an $150 credit towards any purchase over $1,000. Spring is here to get you in the best shape, so go get into Top Fitness with locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or simply visit topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Get down with Casey and the Sunshine Band when they take the stage at Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Sunday, May 17th at 8 p.m. The iconic 70s group has toured around the world, and now they're bringing their blend of funk, disco, and R&B to Muckleshoot Casino Resort on May 17th. Get tickets now at muckleshootcasino.com.
Opened in 1933, our family is still here, doing the right thing for your family.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Hear that? That's the sound of a car rolling into Valvoline Instant Oil Change. The sound of another savvy driver getting an oil change from trained pros. The sound of not having to leave your car while we quickly change your oil. At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, there's no hassle with appointments or dealer wait times. That's one smart bell.
You can count on the Seattle Times for local news and information on your teams and your scores. Get inside the game and go beyond the stats with game summaries, player interviews, and play-by-play analysis every day. Read our coverage at seattletimes.com/sports.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Not sure how to tackle your taxes? Are you sweating the small print? You may be experiencing FOMO, the fear of messing up. The answer? Using TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They help you get your biggest refund, and then we help you do more with it, with a personalized plan designed to help you hit your money goals. It's time to take your taxes to the max. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
Mariners and Astros tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Xfinity Tech Support, Matthew speaking.
Hi, I live in a pretty remote place, like Jurassic Park remote. No!
Wow.
Will Xfinity Mobile work out here?
Yep, the combination of reliable Wi-Fi and 5G makes it so that you can stay connected in all kinds of places. Plus, you get access to ultra-fast speeds and coverage, whether you're poolside or out live streaming with a T-Rex.
Hold still, you're about to go viral.
Welcome to a new era of Wi-Fi boosted mobile. Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings comparison based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of February 10th, 2026. Taxes, fees, extra.
The road to riches starts at Silver Reef. This April is your chance to win $100,000 in cash, plus a 26 Mercedes-Benz. Have some fun in the fast lane every Saturday night with hourly drawings from 5 to 9 p.m. Join us April 25th at 10 p.m. for the guaranteed grand prize car giveaway.
Don't forget, your Reef Rewards card can save you up to 25 cents per gallon at Lummi Bay Market next to Silver Reef.
Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5 exit 260.
Unbelievable prices? Incredible performance? Bah! At Pacific Power Batteries, we strive to be believable. In fact, product knowledge and guidance in application gives us credibility. Having an informative website just adds to it. At Pacific Power Batteries, our prices and values are believable. We look for great people to hire and train carefully to be credible. Locally owned, credible company with believable salespeople is the best that we at Pacific Power Batteries can provide. This hour of Wyman and Bob is brought to you by K2 Vision RLE.
Wyman and Bob.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We continue live from Victory Hall. It's Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710. Text line is there for you at 866-979-3776. How those mean texts coming, Lefko? How are they doing?
We are compiling a big list of them because no one has sent them in until today. They all follow Dave's rules. Don't ever send a mean text in until Friday. Now we're getting there, you know. The Morans are waking up. So. Yeah, they're getting there. They always come through at the end.
Yeah, they do.
But it takes them
eventually.
until the end
Right.
to have a good take. So.
Well, until the end of the week. I mean, they have to start on Monday to come up with anything clever. This one's funny. I won't read the whole thing, but just at the end, Lefko stinks. just
as
randomly.
an aside.
Yeah, just as an aside.
Yeah. Well, we should let people know Lefko won't be here for mean text.
I mean, I could be. I'll be listening.
He'll be.
But you don't want me to chime
Mean
in,
text
so.
him during when he's doing the pregame show.
You can chime in.
Respond.
We're gonna have 4 people here on set. I'll be in the booth, and I can chime in if you want. I figured it'd be easier to keep everyone here doing the mean text. So Matt has the whole list, but if there's something really funny, I'll chime in as well.
You know,
so I'll hear all your mean texts if they are about me.
There you go.
Yeah, he'll be there. His feelings will there to be heard.
That's right.
Well, you'll have to listen to pregame if I'm sounding very sad, because those will be lingering with me.
Hi, everybody. Mike Lefko here. Mariners taking
He's not
on the
excited at all. Yeah. I mean,
he sounds kind of glum.
Sounds like Matt.
Yeah. Oh.
Actually,
Wow.
Brady, can we make the joke about Brady? He's on the board right now. Brady and Gary have a running joke about Brady and his enthusiasm when he brings them back from break. Isn't that right, Brady?
Yeah, it usually determines whether the Mariners won or lost the game, determines how I give my back in 30 seconds remark. Normal, it's back in 30. But unfortunately, if the Mariners lose, Gary prefers the Eeyore version, which is back in 30.
There you go. That's good.
I think most Mariner fans can relate to the Eeyore feeling, at least coming into this game. But I think they're going to get it turned around because they got Emerson Hancock on the hill tonight. How often have we said that? Feeling good. Got Emerson Hancock on the hill tonight.
Yeah.
You know, for him, I've just gotten in that mode of just give me 5, give me 6 maybe. Well, I'll take 3 or less, done. And now expectations have started to rise a bit. I don't want to put too much. It's 2 games. This is a good lineup that they're facing, even though the last 2 games they've scored 1 run apiece.
Yeah.
So they've cooled off, at least in the last 2 games.
How'd they get swept by the Colorado Rockies, man?
I don't know.
Holy smokes. Are they having a resurgent year, do you think, or is it just really bad?
I think they're going to be bad.
You're right. I mean, offensively, the last 2 games couldn't get a run across. So, but yeah, I mean, Emerson, it's just so interesting what a year does, because last year when he started off the two-thirds of an inning disaster that was him, and I remember we had Charlie Furbush in and he was defending him. He's like, there were some good things there. I like what I'm seeing out of this and that. And who would have thought that he would start this way? But man, 1 walk in 12 2/3 innings, and below 1 ERA. It's just crazy, and
This
certainly not
test.
expecting it.
This is a big test tonight with this lineup.
Yeah.
I know they've struggled the last 2 games, but they put up a bunch of runs. They can still hit. So we'll see what he does tonight. But you start looking beyond, going, all right, if he does it again, maybe he doesn't shut him out. Maybe he gives up 2 runs or 3 runs, but he still gives you a quality start. You're going, man, the guy's still giving you a chance, still out there dealing. Yeah. And we're looking at the future of Bryce Miller and when he's going to be healthy, when's he going to be back. It's a good problem to have, but what do you do? What do you do if he's hot? And I said yesterday, I'm not anybody, whether it's the rotation or the lineup, if they're hot, I'm not messing with them. And I don't care about lefty, righty. If Brendan Donovan is still hot, I don't care if there's a lefty on the hill. Leave him in there.
Right.
I don't have more confidence that Ref Schneider is going to get a hit than I do Donovan. So leave him there. But I know they won't do that. But I would treat the rotation the same way. I'd be like, Bryce, it's not broken. We can't fix it right now.
Yeah, there's no room for you.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
You're going to be in the bullpen.
I'm sorry, yeah. So, and has he been in that role before? I think we've seen Bryce a few times coming out of the bullpen. I'm trying to remember. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely the move. And he's just been kind of up and down, and, and had some injury problems that he had a tough time dealing with. But, yeah, I mean, like you keep saying, he was a top 10 selection in the draft. I mean, this guy he's the golden child, and it's all coming together for him right now. So just loving it.
Well, we spoke with John Morosi yesterday, and just playing out that hypothetical, what should the Mariners do with Emerson Hancock when Bryce Miller returns?
It's the point where he's one of the best starters, not only on this team, but in the American League at this early stage of the season. I don't know. Do you skip a start for someone in the rotation? Do you briefly go to a 6-man rotation? These things tend to work themselves out. In the legion of problems that GMs talk about, having too many healthy starters is not typically one of them. So usually baseball will happen and there will be some reason that precipitates a change.
Yeah, so he's given up in 2 outings, 6 hits, only 1 earned run, and that was a home run. 14 strikeouts, and what did I say, 1 walk in 2 games. What do you think, man? Because what you're going up against offensively is pretty phenomenal. I mean, you look at it's very early, but if you look at average on base percentage, slug, OPS, even doubles. They're number 1. They have 34 doubles. They're number 3 in home runs. This offense is hot right now.
Yeah,
what do you think?
I think if he does it against this lineup, it tells you something different.
Oh.
I think you have a different feeling coming out of this game. I think this is kind of for maybe some fans who are going, hey, slow down, slow down. If he goes out there and dominates this lineup, I think you are having a different conversation about, all right, now what do you do? Now it becomes certainly much more real, because it's just more information. We're going off 2 starts. It's going to be an interesting test. And what's interesting, I love the conversation that's followed is like, all right, playing it out. He's great. Bryce Miller comes back. He's healthy. Do you consider trading a pitcher?
Right.
That becomes the conversation. I personally would not, but some have made that, especially if the offense is struggling, you trade a pitcher, bring in some offense, you need some help. We asked John about that. Here's what he said.
There's a great amount of stability on the pitching side of things. Now, I'll get out in front of the story right now and make this point. I'm sure there's a temptation to say, okay, pitching is great, hitting is not. Do we trade a pitcher for a bat? And the answer to that is no, at least not now, because, again, you have to believe that Raleigh, Naylor, and J-Rod will pick it up. It's a statistical anomaly times 3 what's happened to this point in time, and it can't go on forever. And so we assume that will correct itself and things will improve there.
Yeah, I was trying to remember who said that to us, and it was our guy, JP, that, okay, let's just pump the brakes a little bit on that. But I don't know if it continues, and let's say that your offense is having power outages kind of like they have so far. If it's a 10 to 15 game streak, whatever, and Emerson's still out there dealing, and, you've got no room for Bryce Miller, I would think that the conversation would be headed that way.
Yeah, I mean, you're one pitch away from an injury. I think when you've got that, it doesn't mean it's going to, if you got 6 starters and I don't know that they go to a 6-man rotation. These guys are built into their routines. You start stretching them out. It sounds like it's better. Everybody gets more rest. It'll work against some guys. But the idea of trading away a guy, and it feels like the second you do that, somebody goes down.
Yeah.
Right? Somebody's got an oblique, Dave.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, are we going to rush up Cade Anderson? We're going to rush up Sloan? Or we're going to rush up somebody that we don't really want to bring up yet? So with as delicate as pitchers are and as often as they get hurt, and we saw it last year, I would be really, really loath to trade a pitcher.
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, I think a lot of people don't look at it that way, but if you go down the path that you just did right there, all of a sudden it sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Terrible idea.
Well, and part of it is believing this lineup's going to live up to the back of the baseball card.
Yeah.
Across the board. I think this will end up being a very good lineup. Right now it's not, but I don't think that's how it's going to remain. Meanwhile, we have a new villain to dislike in the world of baseball. We'll get to that in WHYMAN. Coming your way next as we continue live from Victory Hall. It's Wyman and Bob. This is Seattle Sports on 710.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcast.
Holy smokes, what a play.
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
Hey, it's Dave Wyman for Swedish Cyberknife, and for local men recently diagnosed with prostate cancer, several treatment options are available, and I recently had the pleasure of speaking with Dr. Robert Meyer. He's a multiple-time recipient of the Seattle Top Doctor Award, and we spoke about the great work being done by Swedish Cyberknife, and Dr. Meyer said patients experience fewer side effects compared with other treatments, and the Cyberknife treatment is complete after only 5 sessions, each lasting less than an hour. Patients are treating their prostate cancer in just 1 week with minimal interruption to their lives, and many don't even take time off work to undergo treatment. Also, the Cyberknife targets the prostate cancer only, sparing vital surrounding organs. And Swedish has been offering the Cyberknife treatment in Seattle for over 10 years and treated over 1,000 prostate cancer patients. Some of them listening right now, they can definitely attest to this. So if diagnosed with prostate cancer, learn more about Cyberknife for prostate cancer treatment at swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife.
Ever think, man, I'm not good enough to get a handicap? Actually, that's one of the best reasons to get one. Michael Bump is here. A handicap index helps you track your progress and see improvement over time, round after round. And it's not just for great golfers. It's for any golfer who wants to get better and know where their game stands. And getting one is easy. Just sign up through WA Golf, post your scores, and after 3 18-hole rounds, you've got it. See your progress, track your game, get better. Learn more at wagolf.org/710.
Upgrade your comfort and cut energy costs with Lake Washington Windows. Get 20% off energy-efficient windows and doors, plus $1,000 off whole home projects. Enjoy 18 months, no payments, no interest. Schedule your estimate by April 15th at lakewashingtonwindows.com.
We've all been there, sleepless nights, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy knowing we're here for you. BayAlarm.com.
You've said it before. This will only take a second. Just a quick glance. A fast reply. But on the road, seconds don't wait for you. They decide everything. Who stops, who doesn't, who makes it home. So next time your phone lights up, ask yourself, Is this distraction worth a ticket or even a life? Put the phone away or pay. Paid for by NetSide.
Harry Douglas here. Let me ask you something. What if you can enjoy the taste of a cocktail, the warmth of a spirit, and still stay fully in control? That's RK Zero Proof, a pioneer in the alcohol-free spirits category. RK delivers bold flavor and a real warming sensation with zero alcohol, zero sugar, zero carbs, and zero calories. Perfect for nights out, social gatherings, or anytime you want the experience of a drink without sacrificing tomorrow. Check it out at rkbeverages.com. That's ARKAY beverages.com. RK, all the flavor, none of the alcohol.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Mariners and Astros tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Progressive knows life takes you in many directions.
Bear right at exit 32, then begin to wonder why you never bought a fish tank. In 1.3 miles, you'll realize you've been mispronouncing epitome your whole life. At the roundabout, you will remember you said something at dinner you wish you hadn't, and will think about it for decades. You have arrived at your destination, but it turns out there really is no destination, and life just keeps going.
Wherever life takes you, protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you don't care about saving 50% off your wireless bill for the same 5G coverage the big guys are charging a fortune for, maybe you care about keeping jobs in America. Pure Talk does. They've pledged to run their entire operation from this country, including all their customer service. Or maybe you care about our nation's veterans. Pure Talk does. They've donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to America's Warrior Partnership, a fantastic organization working hard to prevent veteran suicide. Or maybe you care about closing America's skills gap. Pure Talk does. They're a proud supporter of MicroWorks. They're helping my foundation train the next generation of skilled workers. Don't get me wrong. Saving money's great, and you'll save plenty with Pure Talk. But if you want to be in business with people who share your values, dial pound 250. Say micro, and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Why, man? Why?
Lunch has been canceled today due to lack of hustle. Deal with it.
He's a habitual line stepper. What were you thinking? What are you doing?
Why are you the way that you are?
It's the WHYMAN of the week.
WHYMAN is presented by Mazda of Everett, and it's a shame this guy's a part of it, Dave. We talked about this yesterday, but Mike Trout.
Don't you hate when that happens?
I hate when people you like disappoint you.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, oh, I so want to like this guy, and then something like this happens.
Yeah, then this happens. After he was hit on the hands Sunday, Mike Trout said that apparently he was asked if he thinks the Mariners are trying to hit him on purpose.
Yeah, no, I think, we know where they're trying to get me out, fastballs up and in. So, it's just frustrating, can't control it up there. It's shouldn't do it. So, is what it is.
They shouldn't do it. Is that what he said at the end there?
I think is that what he said? They shouldn't do it. They shouldn't throw up and in on him.
Yeah.
They should just give him a cookie every time he's up there at the plate.
Right. Yeah. That's exactly. I mean, that's the one pitch that there's a couple. If you look at I remember, and we talked about this yesterday, but the hot zone.
Yeah.
And the cold zone, and the cold zone is up and in for him. So of course that's where they're throwing.
When they're going to do that to most of you, you're going to try. Anybody who's up on the plate, you're going to try to back them off the plate. Exactly. You're going to give them something to think about. That's baseball. Yeah. And for a guy who's as accomplished as he is, Coming from Jersey, Philly fan, how are you that soft? How are you that soft?
He doesn't sound very bright either.
That's so disappointing.
Yeah, I think
so disappointed in him.
Adam Ray had it right a long time ago with the impersonation of Mike Trout.
Do you want to try it?
Huh?
Do you want to try it?
No.
It's so bad you could probably do it.
Yeah, maybe.
You trying to get Adam to come after you? What are you trying to do?
No, I think he admits, right? That's a random Mike Trout. Because that was the joke, right? That he has no personality. So it's like, how do you make fun of a guy like that?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he does sound like he's not super bright. Yeah, people should stop doing that. What in the hell are you talking about?
I don't know. You're going to get hit. It's baseball. You're going to get plunked. You get up on the plate. I mean, I never heard Ty France whine about it.
No.
You know, he got hit more than anybody.
Right. And
Randy Arozarena's up there. He'll give a look every now and then, but I haven't heard him whine like they shouldn't throw inside on me.
The whining part, I mean, look, just rush the mound, okay? Don't whine. That's worse.
Trout will get hurt on the way there, though. He'll pull a hammy. Disappointing. Apparently, Ty Buttrey, he's the former Angels and briefly a Rangers pitcher, posted a video to social media after Trout was hit and called out the Mariners fans for supposedly not knowing anything about baseball.
Let's break this down for the angry Seattle fans out there that don't understand the difference between intentionally pitching up and in and having poor command as an established big leaguer, and then what I did 7 years ago where I brushed a guy off the plate whose front shoulder's leaning in, his elbow's leaning in. It's a completely different situation. Trout's a very upright guy when he hits. Okay, so you have to really miss bad if you're going to almost headshot a guy and then almost break the guy's hand, right? And this has happened throughout the series. We all know that Trout struggles with fastballs at the top of the zone. But Seattle, what I'm saying is be better, okay? You're an established big leaguer. You guys have established big leaguers. Many big leaguers all the time throw up and in and don't ever get close to breaking dudes' hands or headshotting people, okay? So, yeah, be better. For the angry Seattle fans, you don't know baseball, so stop talking, please, okay? Good. See you later.
Oh, my God.
You shouldn't have an opinion because you've never thrown a pitch. Did you see Woo's reaction when he hit him?
Yeah.
He was disgusted with himself.
Yeah.
Usually there's a tell. When you see a pitcher who'll throw it, they plunk somebody and they'll kind of stand there and look at the guy. You saw him immediately turn his back like, oh, for the love of God. He was legitimately angry with himself.
Right.
I don't think he was worried about, I hope I didn't hurt him. I just put a guy on first. That's what he's worried about.
Right.
Well, watch the reaction of the guy that threw the ball. That's going to be a big tell for people out there.
Right.
You shouldn't have an opinion if you didn't play at that level. Shut up.
Well, I mean, and it's not like, Brian Woo's staring him down or anything.
He did the opposite.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder how they'll feel about this now, if they get wind of whatever this Buttrey guy just said. So, if they're gonna, is it gonna become a thing? That's the other thing too. We like hate, Bob. We like hatred. And there's another.
Embrace the hate.
Now there's a reason why to hate the Angels, along with the Astros. Now we just got to get the Rangers somehow and the A's in there. But I love the hatred. So, yeah, we hate the Angels now.
Well, he's a former Angels pitcher, but he did pitch for the Rainiers, too.
Yeah.
So he was in the Mariners system.
Yeah.
But his name's Buttrey. Maybe that's why he's so mad.
He's going through life with that name. That's why he's just angry.
Yeah.
I guess I don't blame him. Final one, Red Sox catcher Wilson Contreras was hit for the 6th time in his career by Brandon Woodruff, and after the game wanted to fight any and all Brewers.
It's not just a hit by pitch. That's the 24th time that they hit me in my career, 24th. And that's the 6th time they hit me. And they always say, I'm not trying to hit you. That get old. So next time they hit me again, I'm going to take one of them out. That's what happened. That's a message.
Ooh. See, now, he might have some ground to stand on if his numbers are accurate. He says he's been hit by that team 24 times. And 24? By that particular pitcher, 6 times?
6 times from Woodruff? Yeah.
I'd give him the green light. Take him out.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I like that.
That's the message.
He issued the warning there. It's nice.
24 times by one team?
Yeah, it's over the course of 10 years, like in the NL Central, but still. He was with the Cardinals and the Cubs, but yeah, 24 times, maybe you have grounds to do that. The funny part was that he said that, I think, Tuesday night, and then a brawl happened the next day, and it wasn't him or any of those teams involved. Then it was the Angels-Braves.
Didn't he take out the second baseman on a hard slide in that game?
Yeah, and they didn't brawl in that game. But you're like, oh, he's sending a message. All right, he's going to do something the next day. And then 2 other teams brawled. And it's every single thing we played today deals with guys getting worked up about pitches up and in.
I feel like he's got a case to be made, though.
Yeah.
All right, we'll excuse that one then.
But let's hope if he does rush the mound that he doesn't do the windmill punch or whatever. I mean,
odds are he will.
Don't try to be Walt Weiss. Yeah. Be Walt Weiss. You know, make a tackle, something like that.
Yeah. Who's the dude? Second baseman who got clipped on the chin. He was standing there, looked like he knew what he was doing, and then he got buzzed. Who was that? It was last year or the year before.
Tim Beckham. Yeah.
Was that who it was?
Yeah.
Hey, do you remember when Hasselman actually used to work at the station a little bit?
Or
did
Tim
some
Anderson.
radio.
Anderson.
Yeah.
That's who it is.
But remember that video of Hasselman where he just
long time ago.
Yeah, he just threw the bat down and raced out to the pitcher and tackled him. And I'm like, yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. Meanwhile, it's Ichiro's statue night, and we'll talk to somebody who covered him for his entire career. Angie Mentink is going to join us here live on set at Victory Hall. It's Wyman and Bob. This is Seattle Sports on 710.
After a much-needed day off following a 5-game skid, it's back home and back at it for the Mariners.
Just what the Mariners were looking for.
Tonight, it's Emerson Hancock on the mound in the first of 4 against the Astros at T-Mobile.
12 in a row set down by Emerson Hancock.
First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame.
It's particularly delightful to see the Astros suffering like that.
Double play. Nicely turned by the Mariners.
Listen live anywhere for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Contractors, equipment buyers, operators, this is the big one you've been waiting for. The huge Marysville Heavy Equipment, Contractors Equipment, and Vehicles online auction. Presented by the Murphy Auction Company. Bidding is underway now and starts closing at 10 a.m. Thursday, April 16th. On the auction block, 11 excavators, including a 2018 Bobcat E85, 3 wheel loaders featuring a 2018 Cat 966M. There's 6 telehandlers and reach mowers from John Deere and New Holland, and lots more, like 2 Vector trucks, 2 Mack CV713 transfer trucks, 11 dump trucks, and 2 2015 Peterbilt 567 roll-off trucks. And then there's over 300 titled items, including pickup trucks, vans, and SUVs. Preview all items at our location in Marysville, April 14th and 15th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Get online and start bidding now at murphyauction.com. murphyauction.com.
Big Trees provides professional tree transplant services, helping you keep the trees you love right where they belong. Don't let construction, remodeling, or changing landscapes cause a headache. Big Trees moves your cherished trees safely so you can keep those memories growing strong. With decades of experience, Big Trees knows how to move trees safely and successfully. Up, and away, get your tree transplanted today. See more of their transplanting process at bigtreesupply.com.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. Hey, baseball fans, Rick Riz here. I'm excited to introduce you to my good friend Keith Dashafy, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Keith?
Thanks, Rick. Improve your play with 25% off windows and doors or 12 months, no payments, and no interest. And we're giving back with 2 $5,000 scholarships for our local youth sports teams. Upgrade your home at PellaPNW.com.
That's fantastic, Keith. Don't wait. Schedule your free appointment today at PellaPNW.com.
At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we perform an 18-point maintenance check with every oil change to help make sure you're good to go.
And?
Yeah, you're good to go.
Huh. Wonder why the dealership isn't that easy.
Well, we'd let you know if we found something in our check.
Oh, Oh, great. That was easy.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Quick, thorough, and honest. Come with no charge.
We are seeing one of the strongest gold markets ever. That jewelry you no longer wear and the gold coins tucked away could be worth a lot more right now. For nearly 5 decades, Bellevue Rare Coins has been the trusted authority for buying gold, rare coins, diamonds, watches, and entire collections with free evaluations, no pressure, and no obligation. Find them in Bellevue, Linwood, Issaquah, or Tacoma, and BellevueRareCoins.com. Bellevue Rare Coins, the trusted authority for selling your valuables.
Help DEA keep our communities safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, April 25th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
The best path at that point was to stop for the night, and you go home and take a breath. She came back in the morning and bought the car. She was way happier.
The LJ Way.
You can count on the Seattle Times for local news and information on your teams and your scores. Get inside the game and go beyond the stats with game summaries, player interviews, and play-by-play analysis every day. Read our coverage at seattletimes.com/sports.
Let's go!
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Emerson Hancock gets the ball for the Mariners tonight, game 1 of the series against the Astros. Brendan Donovan is not in the lineup. He's just dealing with an illness. J.P. Crawford bats leadoff. Leo Rivas is playing third and batting ninth. First pitch at 6:40. You can hear pregame coverage beginning right here on Seattle Sports at 5:30. Now, taking a look around the division, the Astros put Christian Javier on the IL with a grade 2 shoulder sprain. Jake Myers is on the IL as well with an oblique. And the A's also put Brent Rooker on the 10-day IL. He has an oblique strain as well. Meanwhile, Rory McIlroy shot a blistering 7 under par on day 2 of the Masters. He's 12 under for the tournament and has a 6-shot lead on the field. No one has won back-to-back Masters since Tiger Woods did it in 2001 and 2002.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is serviced by the Lee Johnson Auto Family.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob.
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
We continue live from Victory Hall. It's Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710. We're joined live on set by one of our favorites, Dave.
Yes, she is.
I could talk baseball with this girl, this lady, this woman, this legend of Seattle for hours and hours and hours. You know her, you love her. Angie Mentink is here with us. How are you?
Thank you so much for turning on my mic light. I would have just,
I know.
You would have figured it out eventually.
It is the hardest thing for me to do between TV and radio, because in the radio booth, you have to turn on and off your mic.
Yeah.
Like that's not a TV thing. Like the whole reason why I still have my job is because the audio guy pulls down my microphone so I don't say naughty words in between the break and it goes out. Yeah, exactly.
No,
exactly.
I've
Seriously,
never heard you say that.
Radio is going to get me fired. Watch it. Watch. It will. It'll get me fired.
I've felt that way before too, but you'll make it. You know, the very first time I met Angie,
I can't wait to hear this story.
We're doing TV. What was it called? Like Fox Northwest.
Fox Sports Northwest. West or Fox.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows?
And
It
so
has 5 different names.
Yeah, I start talking to her, and it's like we've known each other for 10 years, and then she's like, here, come over here. And then she gets the makeup out and starts putting makeup on me.
Dolling him up, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay.
I mean, look at that face, though. It doesn't need much.
Oh.
Look how good it is.
Right. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, that was my first experience with Angie.
Well,
she put makeup on me.
Well, she knows her way around a lot. She knows baseball. She knows makeup. She's got it
somebody
all.
has helped me. Tiffany has helped me with the makeup. Yeah. So, I was terrible. I always say that. It's like she does like Garanimals. Darcy gives me, this shirt goes with these pants. You know what I mean? It's like adult Garanimals, and it's like, put this makeup on, and then you do this, and then you just like literally a piece of paper.
Yeah.
With step-by-step instructions.
Oh, that's
because
good.
I'm still a dumb jock.
Hey, it's a big night out here, not only because the hated Astros are in town, but Ichiro Suzuki, the celebration, the unveiling of the statue, they're giving away the replica statue, and you're somebody that covered him throughout his entire career. And I'm sure you've got a million stories about him, but when he first came into the league?
I'm one of the idiots that didn't think he'd pan out.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, what was your realistic expectation?
I really did. I mean, he weighed 150 pounds. I weighed 150 pounds. I was like, how's this guy going to do this? And I just thought that the competition level was going to be different. Back in the day, back then, the fields in Japan were most of them were skins infield, so they didn't have grass. They were all dirt. And I was like, this guy gets a million of these ground ball hits that just are fast.
Ball,
and
right?
it's fast too, though, because there's no grass, to grab it. So I'm like, it's like playing on concrete, basically, like a softball field, that is just through the infield. And I was like, I don't know how that's going to relate here. I'm, again, one of the idiots that was like, I'm not sure this guy's going to pan out. Look how he's so little. And then he's got these forearms of thunder where all of a sudden he just releases the ball. And you're like, oh my goodness. He just was incredible to watch. He was incredible to watch hit. He could do anything he wanted with the bat. I mean, and he never walked. He was the leadoff batter that never walked. All he did was chew up your pitch count, letting the ball, basically hitting it out of the catcher's glove, foul ball after foul ball after foul ball, until he got one that he saw early and then put it in play. I mean, he was incredible to watch, but I wasn't sure how it was going to go. Me and Lou.
Yeah, I remember.
Pinella, we were the same.
There was some kind of an article written, it was 51 things to know about Ichiro, and almost every single one of them was totally fascinating. And he's such a interesting guy. What were some of the things that stood out to you about him, whether it was his discipline? He's still down at spring training. It's like he's out there like the players. He's a crazy man.
He's the hardest worker out there.
Yeah, he's so incredibly disciplined. From his stretching. I mean, all the stretching and the foam rollers and everything else, he was doing that years before everybody else did. And he took care of his body. I mean, this isn't a knock, but if you would notice, he didn't dive head first a lot / ever. Even back to the bag and things like that, because he did not want to get hurt, because the best, ability is availability. And he was so conscious of taking care of his body. He has always been that way, whether it was stretching to make sure he didn't pull something or not taking unnecessary risks. I mean, if he needed to, if his lead was so far off of first base and that guy's move was so good, he'd dive head back into first base, but almost never happened. I mean, it just didn't, because he didn't want to go in, he didn't want to, crumple up a finger, and he didn't want to get out of the lineup. That
was before the oven mitt.
Yeah, that was exactly before the oven mitt. And even things I remember talking to him about his wife, and I was like, is she come to the game? And he's like, no, she's at home making food for when I come home. You know what I'm saying? He was so specific. And she made him these rice balls every day. He was going to eat here, and he was going to eat this amazing food to feed. And he has an engine. And he is putting fuel. That's the way he looks at it. And it's the same thing when he goes home. He's got to eat to make sure that his body is in peak shape. His engine is finely tuned all the time. He's awesome.
Do you remember the moment? Was there a specific moment when you said, I was wrong about him. Was it a game? Was it a play? Or was it just sort
Probably
of
the first hit that went through the infield. I go, I guess they're going to go through.
Or maybe it was even batting practice. I don't know. I mean, was it sort of a gradual, like, okay, he's different than what I anticipated?
I think it was gradual. There wasn't one aha, but there was a lot of like eyebrow raise, like even in spring training and watching him take BP and then, him getting challenged, like, can you hit something to the pull side? And he really could. Like, he felt like he had such back control. If he just wanted to take a round where he was just yanking balls into the seats in right field, he would. But that wasn't what he was about. He was about his process, and he, was going to hit the ball up the middle the opposite way so that he had the length in his swing to be able to hit anything off speed. It felt like it was just so hard to strike that guy out. I mean, he was amazing. He was fun to watch. And then I thought he was much better right fielder than center field when he went over to center field for a little bit. Just the arm got to play a lot more. And people just don't realize that about center field. Center fielders don't throw a lot of guys out. There's the mound in front, the angles are deeper. And so to have an arm like his, it's just so much more valuable in right field. Obviously for the long throw to third, but also, just to be able to throw guys out at home, and then his ability to take his eye off the ball as an outfielder and find all the foul territory no matter where he was, and be able to make all those plays that he did in foul territory.
I don't think I'd want to be teammates with him. I'd feel like a slacker the whole time. It's crazy. But, what about, we got to talk about the Mariners and how everybody's pushing the panic button.
Sure. I've got more Ichiro questions. Can we avoid the Mariner comment?
Honestly, we could talk Ichiro the whole time.
I do like, we've been up in the booth, doing the show and watching him out there shagging fly balls and watching him catch behind his back.
He's just done that his whole entire life.
Have you ever seen him turn his back to the ball and catch it coming over?
Oh, yeah. No,
I've never seen anybody do that.
Yes, he is crazy. He is crazy. And then, like, other teams are just like, are you joking? They can't believe that he's still out here.
Yeah.
And
he still has an arm.
Oh, yeah. And I thought one of the coolest things he ever said was like how the Mariners organization allowed him, when he wasn't on a roster, to be able to compete every single day with the team and work out in earnest so that he could play in Japan and, retire there, the following year. But he is so thankful, and so grateful to the Mariners organization for letting him do that, which is also really kind of, he didn't have a roster spot, and he was here every single day training.
Are him and Griffey the odd couple? The friendship that they developed, and I'm sure a lot of that was Junior taking him under his wing, but to this day, seeing Junior out there at the statue ceremony, and he likes to give him a hard time, and just, it's an interesting bond.
It is,
that
and
those
it's
two
like
have.
because if you've ever seen the video of Ichiro meeting Junior in the steakhouse, and I think Ichiro's like 17 or 18 years old, and he looks all of 12 or 13. It's crazy. But it kind of started there. But the other person who I just used to watch it in awe was Mike Cameron. Because Ichiro can be a little bit like an island, he's got his routine and everything else, and Mike Cameron just wouldn't let him be. He would just, yank him into the fold all the time. Mike Cameron would pester him.
Yeah.
Ichiro and Junior have that, I think that I understand you, you understand me. Mike Cameron's like, I don't care who you are, you're going to come play with everybody.
Yeah.
And he had that about him, and he had that ability to pull Ichiro out of his shell and pull him, into the middle of things, which was pretty fun to watch that.
All right, well, let's talk about the good part first. Emerson Hancock, holy smokes. I can't wait to see what happens tonight, because they've got some offensive numbers that are pretty good right now. And, you look at our pitching, it's kind of like something's got to give, right? So, what do you expect from him? Do you think, obviously, it's not going to continue like this. He's got a sub-1 ERA.
Why not? Yeah.
Why not? Yeah.
Eight base runners a total in 12 and change innings. Yeah. No, one walk. He's been absolutely fantastic. And have you guys talked to him? Do you guys know him? I said it on the broadcast the other day, and I was like, there are so many people that have no idea who I'm talking about. He's a well-spoken Gomer Pyle. Right? I mean, he is just one of the nicest individuals you are ever going to meet. He memorizes and knows everybody's first name, so he always comes up to you like, hey, Angie, how are you doing? You're like, he knows my name.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He said my name.
Gomer Pyle.
I bet he doesn't know who Gomer
Well-spoken.
Pyle
I
is.
said well-spoken Gomer Pyle.
Yeah, well-spoken.
He's not. He's not a bumpkin or anything. He's
Yeah.
just. But he. So my point is that you just root for a guy like that, and that he's a guy that's been up to the majors, and then they're like, "Thanks for coming." Beat it, back down to the minors with you. No, we're not going to put you in the bullpen until we absolutely need to, but we want you to stay out there, stretch, just in case something else happened. And it's just been a role that, you could get really mad and angry about and be like, this isn't fair, and, but no, he doesn't. He just goes about and he continues to work and make himself better. And now, once again, when he's had this opportunity, I mean, he's taken his game to a whole nother level. So I'm really hoping it does, because he is rare in today's game. Most guys it's shove camp, it's velo, and just, your stuff's so good, you just get it by him. He's a guy that never had the velocity, really. And so he learned exactly how to pitch and locate. And so now all of a sudden, he's still that guy that can locate and hit the corners and move, up, down, in, out. And all of a sudden, he's got a little velo. So I'm hoping for great things for him, because, dang it, that cat deserves them.
Well, I feel like, and we've been saying this, I've been saying it, I don't feel like I've given him the proper respect. This is a number 6 overall pick. And we tend to talk about him like, just give me 5, maybe 6 innings, 3 runs or less. Just keep him in the game. Like the expectations are lower. Here are the 4.
Well, that's because the other guys, Wu and Bryce, came and sort of, I don't want to say passed him, but that's sort of what happened. And
maybe he just developed slower.
Yeah, and in some ways, he's not a guy that I would say operates with a chip on his shoulder, but you don't get good at this game without a little, chapped backside. And so, I'm sure he's chafed somewhere.
We'll trust you on that.
that motivates him to be able to, to come and do the things that he's doing. So
if you're made the manager for a day, what do you do? How do we rate the ship offensively? Because we were talking about, well, do you shuffle the lineup? Do you take this guy who's not hitting and move him down and bring up another guy who's not hitting and move him up? I mean, I've said that I wouldn't play the hand in this.
No.
If somebody's red hot, then leave him in there. I don't care if it's a righty, lefty on the hill.
Yeah.
Brendan Donovan, let him lead off. I don't care if it's a lefty. I've got more faith he's going to come up with a hit right now than I do Ref Schneider. No shot at Ref Schneider. Just, you don't have enough hot guys to take one out of the lineup based on a pitcher.
And especially, a guy that whose bat has played and deserves to be at the top of the order. I understand if you want to play, the righty-lefty with your 7, 8, 9 guys. But right now, I wouldn't take Cole Young out against a lefty either, obviously.
He's hitting
but,
lefties.
Maybe if Canzone's down there, maybe you play the righty-lefty there. But yeah, to me, when I look at, obviously the numbers they're ugly. And they're ugly, unfortunately, with the 2, 3, 4 guys, which, you weren't worried about whatsoever. But the way I kind of look at it is like, you think about where Cal was at the end of the year. You think about where Josh was, and Julio always gets there. We always wait for him to get there. He was always there.
30-30 guy.
Your ability to pull the ball, or to hit the ball to your pull side in the air, that's a process. That really is a process. And it's like, I think in some ways they want to pick back up where they left off. And it's like, no, you got to go back, and you got to let the ball, get deep. And I remember Seitzer always saying, you have to be willing to be a little bit late and a little bit early. Because if you're just looking to crank and yank and on that fastball way out here, you've got to get started so early. They'll get there, because that's just, they need, 250 at-bats before they get there. And I think that's just sort of what's going on. They need to go back to letting that ball get deep, and having take a page out of Ichiro's book.
Yeah.
See it longer. Be willing to be late. Let yourself get jammed just a little bit. We saw that the other day with Julio when he took 2 balls to the right side, and I was like, here we go. here we go. And then all of a sudden, then it's back to, looking to do that big damage, out in front to the pull side. And your margin for error when you have that is so small. And right now, I mean, outside of Naylor, who's just had a lot of bad luck hitting the ball hard.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
Cal Raleigh is not hitting, it does not have a good hard hit rate. I mean, they are getting a lot more balls outside the zone. They're swinging at balls not in the zone, and when they are getting balls inside the zone, they're missing them. So it's just right now, it's bad combination. So
Yeah, I think they have the highest whiff rate of strikes. Yeah, man. Hey, who's a guy, Ange, that you've talked to that really, and we had kind of a moment with Brendan Donovan. It was just like, oh, I love this guy. But who of some of the new guys or guys that you're just getting to know, who's impressed you?
Brendan.
Yeah.
I really, really like him. I mean, I love Josh Naylor too, but he's he's new at the end. But I love the way he plays the game. I love the way he thinks the game. But Brendan Donovan, I remember it was pretty clear, early on. I don't remember if it was the second or the third game, but it was one of those things where he went and head-putted the wall down the line and caught the ball in foul territory, right? I'm like, all right, how many pitches did you just save Wu, in that game? I mean, 6, 7, 14, you don't know, by going and making that play. And then he ended up hustling out the back end, what could have been a double play ball, but he beat it out, and then he ended up scoring. And I was like, I love those little tiny things that he does. And so he's Josh Naylor to me. Very different packages, but I like their gamers. They're hitterish in there, and they play the game the right way, and they know how long this season is, and they don't play it like they're pacing themselves at all. It's like every single night out.
Yep.
What do we do about defense at third base? Love Donovan. I think he's better than advertised at the plate. Everything you said, 100%. Defensively, I didn't know what to expect because he didn't have a ton of experience
and
there.
And he didn't have a lot of reps in the spring.
Yeah. So,
I see that being more of a factor, than...
What's your level of, do you give him end of April? Do you say, all right, if he starts to show signs, we're good? Or, you got 4 errors in 13 games and some other plays that weren't errors that weren't great. What do you do?
He's working on things. I mean, I know that he's not going to get worse. He's going to get better. I'm serious. It isn't easy, Yeah. We've had some guys from Ben Williamson to Kyle Seager, whoever, that make that position look easy. At Gino, it's not. And so every single time, I always think of it as like a backstop, and you have all these net full of all these holes. And every time something happens in this game, you plug another hole in that net. And that's what he's doing right now at third base. Every single time something happens, they're working on it the next day. Okay, we're going to change your angles to second base. You know what I'm saying? We're going to make sure you're doing this. And so I think that he's plugging some holes, and I think you're going to keep him there. Although, I probably should say this, I can't wait to see Colt Emerson at this level. Yeah. I'm one of those ones that's just you never want somebody to get hurt, but when it happens, is he coming? Is he coming? No? All right, fine. But I do. He is a fantastic third baseman. But you don't need him there, because then you'd put all of a sudden you move Brendan to second. Cole's been fantastic over there. You don't want to mess with his development. So when he comes, he's got to play every day.
Right.
Colt. So, and I think it's too much to ask of a guy coming up here and making that jump, because it's going to be a massive jump, and then expect him to pack 3 gloves, and play second, play short, and play third. I mean, that would be a lot. So I feel like when he does come, it's third or it's short. It's something from the left side that you don't have to reverse your brain like you do when you play second.
I don't want to take Cole off second. He's made some great plays.
Yes.
So maybe Donovan could DH. Could he play right? I know he's got a little experience in right and more in left, certainly.
Yeah.
But
kind of that Mark McLemore, Stan Javier role. When you go back to 2001, every day, he's given somebody else a blow. And, Brendan could do that. I just think you shouldn't ask that of Colt Emerson whenever he comes. When he comes, he needs one spot and one spot only, and focus on that. And, worry about trying to get hits at the plate, and that's enough.
Yeah. Are you still feeling the hatred for the Houston Astros? Bob is, for sure. We know that.
No.
He's pretty much single-handedly kept the hate
Kept it alive. You're
keeping
stoking
hate alive.
it.
Yeah. Oh,
Stoking
yeah.
it. Good.
Yeah.
Yes.
There are no redeeming qualities to the Houston Astros.
I mean, we have to, because everybody says oh, the Padres are natural rival. No, it's not. Because nothing. I feel nothing. It's you
love those rivalries, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great.
Yes, absolutely.
You gotta love it.
The Padres thing was a joke to me. We don't have one. It's the Padres because they share a complex.
Exactly. No, it's I feel nothing there. It's when I can't even really hate Blue Jay fans. They come down here and they're so nice. That's what Padres are to me.
Yeah.
Padres are just a nice organization.
Astros are easy.
I don't hate it. It's easy.
They're hateable.
I know. Life is hard enough. It's there for us.
All right.
It's just low-hanging fruit that we can just grab and take a bite of.
I think we're going to hear some of this during the broadcast.
Yeah.
There we go.
By the way, how much fun
I can't wait to get home.
How much fun are you having on the broad? You sound great up there. How much fun are you having?
It's good. I'm just like Brendan Donovan or Cole Young or anybody else. The more reps you get, the easier it gets. And, just having an off season of I don't need to do this that much, and I'm going to focus a little bit more on this and less on this. And, every single time you go out, you kind of learn something else. And I remember when I used to, even hosting, I'd be I've never learned a whole lot from watching a good show. I learned from watching a bad show. It's just I could have done this. I could have done that. This would have been better. Sometimes you have to watch your highlight reel, but, if you want to get better, you have to, where did I struggle?
But that's because 100% because you're an ex-athlete. You only remember the bad plays, right? you gotta cherish some of the good moments, and you have lots of them. And you return my texts, so I really appreciate that. you and Brad Adam, I always text them.
See, that's the problem also with Brendan Donovan. 2 first names, like Brad Adam.
Yeah,
guys with 2 first names.
I totally struggle.
And I still like him, Brendan Donovan.
In spite of his
Brad's
name.
all right. I mean.
Yeah. By the way, have you ever seen her swing?
Yeah, I do remember seeing. No. Oh, you talked about golf?
No.
Oh no,
from baseball.
Yeah. No, I remember seeing her highlights.
Beautiful left-handed swing.
Thank you.
I've said that to her repeatedly. She's got
the left-handed swing is always prettier.
But I play golf right, by the way. I just did.
Do you
really? Yeah.
Really?
I play golf right. Yeah. Well, I mean, I grew up playing. I was right-handed till I went to college. Hitting softball. Yeah. And then I make the joke that it's all right, we're just going to start over, get on the other side.
Yeah.
Wow, it worked out well. You got a great
you.
swing. I've never seen you swing right-handed, so I don't know what that looks like. That's your left-handed swing.
No, golf.
Pretty.
Nobody appreciates my ability to hit the ball to all fields in golf. Right, center, and left. They just don't appreciate it in golf. Somebody here is and applauding me. Yeah, exactly. I'm you know what? I know you think I duck hooked that, but that's a double. That's a double down the line.
They were wondering why you sprinted off the tee. Angie, we appreciate you. We love you. You're doing a great job. Look forward to seeing you on the broadcast.
Thanks, guys, so much for having me. This is fun seeing you.
There you go. There's Angie Mentink. Everybody does a great job on the broadcast. Meanwhile, how do the Mariners solve their issues in the middle of that order? We're going to get into that conversation coming up next. It's Wyman and Bob live from Victory Hall, Seattle Sports on 710.
After reaching the NFL's mountaintop,
The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60.
the work continues for the Seahawks to keep the foundation strong. It's the 2026 NFL Draft, Thursday, April 23rd. Only Seattle Sports begins its first-round draft coverage with a reigning NFL Executive of the Year.
You know who are the real Seahawks?
The John Schneider Show at 4 p.m. with Brock Huard, Michael Bumpus, Steve Wyman, and host Bob Stelton live until 9 p.m. on Seattle Sports.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You need a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. Switch today. Get started with a great offer as low as $60 a month. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Offer ends 6/1/26. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet and security edge. 1-year agreement, eco-bill, and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Contractors, equipment buyers, operators, this is the big one you've been waiting for. The huge Marysville Heavy Equipment, Contractors Equipment, and Vehicles online auction. Presented by the Murphy Auction Company. Bidding is underway now and starts closing at 10 a.m. Thursday, April 16th. On the auction block, 11 excavators, including a 2018 Bobcat E85, 3 wheel loaders featuring a 2018 Cat 966M. There's 6 telehandlers and reach mowers from John Deere and New Holland, and lots more, like 2 Vector trucks, 2 Mack CV713 transfer trucks, 11 dump trucks, and 2 2015 Peterbilt 567 roll-off trucks. And then there's over 300 titled items, including pickup trucks, vans, and SUVs. Preview all items at our location in Marysville, April 14th and 15th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Get online and start bidding now at murphyauction.com. murphyauction.com.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here for my friends at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. And if you're looking for a spot to catch all the spring baseball and sports, I got a place for you. Hawks Peak Sports Bar and Grill. It's your home for game days with more than 60 TVs, so you won't miss a play. They got great food and drinks, and nothing beats the views. So get in on all the action at Hawks Peak. Head to snocasino.com for all the details. That's snocasino.com. It is Seattle's closest Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Please game responsibly.
When the dollar's convertibility into gold ended in 1971, gold was fixed at $35 an ounce. Fast forward to today, and the U.S. dollar has lost over 85% of its purchasing power. Meanwhile, gold has increased in value by over 12,000%. Central banks are buying gold at record levels. Major firms are holding significant positions in gold. And I choose to buy gold from Birch Gold Group. Stan Bongino, and it all starts with education. Birch Gold just announced their Learn and Earn Precious Metals event. This free online event rewards you for learning the basics of investing in precious metals. Sign up to get free silver on your next purchase if you qualify. And you can get even larger incentives as you go. The more you learn, the more you can earn. But act now. This special event only runs through April 30th. So text my name, Dan, to the number 989898 to join Birch Gold's Learn and Earn Precious Metals event by April 30th. Text Dan to 989898 today. Message and data rates may apply.
Mariners and Astros tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank. NA member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
With Aetna, I always get a quick answer, and I don't have to search on the internet. They go above and beyond to help me with whatever I need.
Those words from a real Aetna Medicare Advantage member speak to why U.S. News & World Report named us a best Medicare Advantage company. Because we show up on calls with members and doctor's offices when requested. We show up with access to convenient care options. We show up for you. Because that's how healthier happens together. Member feedback has been edited for length and clarity.
The road to riches starts at Silver Reef. This April is your chance to win $100,000 in cash, plus a 26 Mercedes-Benz. Have some fun in the fast lane every Saturday night with hourly drawings from 5 to 9 p.m. Join us April 25th at 10 p.m. for the guaranteed grand prize car giveaway.
Don't forget, your Reef Rewards card can save you up to 25 cents per gallon at Lummi Bay Market next to Silver Reef.
Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5 exit 260.
Hear that? Sounds like simple. Valvoline Instant Oil Change simple. No appointments. About 15 minutes to change your oil. Then out the door and back to life.
Yeah, honey, on my way.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Expert service doesn't need to be overcomplicated.
This hour is serviced by the Lee Johnson Auto family.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Wyman and Bob.
Weekdays 2 to 7
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Our thanks to Angie Mentink, who joined us in the previous segment. In case you just tuned in and missed that conversation, you'll be able to find it on the podcast page after the show at seattlesports.com. Coming up at 5 o'clock, our ray of sunshine, Ryan Divish of the Seattle Times, will be joining us live on set.
Divish, when you talk about back-to-back guests, just awesome. I love listening to Angie, and Divish does a great job. So
yeah,
we're going to finish in a flurry here.
Yeah, and then we got Mean Text coming up. So
not so much.
Get those going. 866-979-3776. How they doing, Lefko?
I wonder what happens if someone sends in a mean text about Divish and he reads it live here and he fires back at him. I kind of want to see that.
You think
happen.
he will?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I know he will. Yeah. But yeah, what's it going to be?
He seems like the type to be like, whatever.
All right. Well.
I don't know. Maybe
I'm just trying to give more options because we know our listeners need help because they have trouble thinking of anything witty and smart. So
they just have trouble thinking.
Yes.
The end.
Period. You're right. They have trouble thinking. Stop. Yeah.
866-979-3776. We'll do Mean Text coming up.
There's a knucklehead right now as we speak sending in Mean Text.
Are they crafting one over there? Is that what they're
sounds
doing?
Like it. Yeah.
Huh. Well, I don't have a lot of hope. One of them's wearing an Astros hat. So.
Oh yeah, that's brutal.
That's not what you call a thinker, right there. Meanwhile, we've been talking about this Mariners offense, obviously, and then what's going on with the big three bats. We asked, nobody's got a clear answer. I don't think they know what's wrong. Maybe are they pressing? Or they're trying way too hard? Angie sort of talked about that with runners on rather than kind of. They're trying to go to the pull side, trying to do too much damage rather than just, getting that base hit. Yeah. You don't have to win the game on that one swing. John Morosi, we asked him about that. What's going on with Cal and Julio and Naylor? Here's what he had to say.
The explanation and where the struggles have come from make even less sense because it's Rodriguez, Naylor, and Raleigh, the three players that you felt most certain would produce. I still believe they will produce, but I was looking today just before we started this conversation. In the case of Raleigh, if you're really getting the numbers and you start going through the analytics on it, is it really deserved that he's at this point? And the numbers say, yes, it is. There's been quite literally, if you look at the numbers on StatCast, there's been almost no hard contact, no actual what would be described as line drive, hard, driven contact from him, like scalded baseballs. He was one of the best in the sport last year. To this point, again, it's early days, 13 games, but he's been one of the worst in the sport this year.
Yeah, who do you think of those three? Because, that's the thing about Naylor's that he's been hitting the ball hard, right?
Yeah, and he's typically a fast starter.
Yeah.
So this is more of an anomaly for him. Julio is the most likely candidate to be struggling out of the gate because that's who he's been.
Right.
Cal, I'm wondering if Cal is, maybe just subconsciously trying to live up to who he was last year. And maybe just pressing. And he didn't get the turns in spring that he otherwise would, certainly with the WBC, and didn't even play that final week. They sat him the last two games. He didn't do well there. So I wonder how much of it is him just trying to be the guy who hit 60 last year. And he came in with a lot of expectation. He was the home run champ, the home run derby champ. He was a guy who was finalist for the MVP. I mean, that's all the attention and all the constant talk about how great he was and how unique it was. And maybe he came in and just feels like I gotta match that.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad for him. I mean, he's another guy, though, and that's what we talked about. We don't really know this about Brendan Donovan. We just kind of assume, and it kind of seems like he's going to be one of these guys that's just unaffected, unflappable. That's always been Cal. Cal's always been that guy. But so maybe there's something that's rattling him right now a little bit because that was the one, like JP said, you got Naylor who's hit the ball fairly hard. Julio always starts off slow. So, yeah, and I don't know. Wonder what that feels like. If, like, okay, a realistic home run number is close to half of what I had last year. And just you could never live up to that. Like you said, maybe it's subconscious. Maybe it's just something he doesn't really even know is happening right now. So,
well, and then seeing the rest of the lineup struggle, I think at least in the case of those three, they're probably all up there going, okay, I got to do something.
Yeah,
because it's not just me. It's Cal, it's Naylor, it's Julio, it's the lineup for the most part outside of Donovan, outside of Cole Young, and Rosarena. He's off to a decent start, but pretty much everybody else. Right. You're feeling like, okay, I got to do it here. I'm the guy getting paid. I'm one of the guys getting paid. I'm one of the guys you look at to produce. So any of those three are probably, Naylor could be up there going, you know what? I just signed this big extension. Yeah. This city, we had this love affair. It was like this fairy tale arrival for him, and he just hit the ground running, and the fan base fell in love with him. And I said that, opening night, he arguably got the biggest pop from the crowd out there when he came out on the magenta carpet. So maybe there's some of him wanting to come out of the gates for the fans and live up to that contract. I mean, who knows? It's maybe just a mix of all of it.
Yeah, and remember they put on the top of the stadium his initials and everything. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, and obviously these are subconscious things, right? It's like he doesn't realize that they're happening. So, it's just a matter of working it out. The good news is that, like you said, Cal just always unaffected by pretty much everything. We talked about this with Brendan Donovan from what we know about him. He's going to work through it. And nobody's pushing the panic button right now.
Yeah. To me, the bigger surprise, I guess, out of those three is Naylor, just based on his history. He's not a home run. I don't expect him to be, driving the ball out of the park right now, but just getting on base, just coming up with hits. He's the, I guess, more surprising one. Yeah. Julio, you were kind of hoping he wouldn't start out slow, but that would have been the rarity because that's his history. He starts out slow. It's just who he is. And Cal, sort of somewhere in between. So Naylor, for me, is maybe the bigger surprise of the three. But he's also the one I probably have the most faith is going to come out of it quicker.
Yeah.
That he's going to come up with some base hits. Meanwhile, there was a big shakeup on the Seattle sports scene. We're going to hear about that when we sweep the dial. Coming up with Wyman and Bob live from Victory Hall at Seattle Sports on 710.
4 down territory. Michael Bumpus answers the top 4 football questions of the day.
Who would you entertain if you can get him for cheap as a Seahawk?
So this dude's been in the league 15 years. He's a big personality. I take a look at Cam Jordan. He had 10.5 sacks last year. If he's still around after this draft is over with, go ahead and take a look at Cam, especially if you're not sure about what's going to happen at your end spots.
Catch every 4 down territory on the Seattle Sports app.
Dave Wyman here for Harley Exteriors. It's funny how you get used to things that are not in great condition around the house. And what I mean is, for some people, it's a messy garage or a leaning fence. For me, it was old windows. After 20 years in our home, virtually every window had a broken seal. And we got used to the cold drafts, outside noise, some condensation. So if you're in that same boat, use this spring to say goodbye to old dreary windows and hello to your new exclusive windows from Harley Exteriors. They have a spring cleaning sale going on right now, and to complete your home makeover, buy 10 windows and choose from either 20% off your entire project or you get a free door. On top of that, make 0 payments and accumulate 0 interest for up to 12 months for qualified buyers. Harley Exteriors windows are a massive upgrade. They're manufactured right here in the Pacific Northwest. They're exclusive to Harley Exteriors, and they're great people. I've really enjoyed working with them. So give them a call, 833-HARLEY, that's HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com and schedule your free consultation and get a bid from Harley. That's harleyexteriors.com.
Well, spring is all about getting ready for summer, isn't it? But do you have a room just sitting empty and you've dreamt of making it your own home gym? Hey, Brock Heward here, and working out in your own home, well, it is the best. We've been doing so for years, and you can allow Top Fitness to create your own home gym. Simply give them your room dimensions, and they'll do the rest. A complete fitness room design. It's no secret why everyone, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love Top Fitness. Top Fitness represents the very best brands in fitness, like Precor, Inspire Fitness, along with many others. They also have everything from flooring to weights that go in a home gym. And right now, get spring special financing with 0% interest for 12 months. Plus, mention me and receive an $150 credit towards any purchase over $1,000. Spring is here to get you in the best shape. So go get into Top Fitness with locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or simply visit topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Progressive knows you could have easily taken the freeway, but you took the scenic route to see a waterfall and an oddly busy boiled peanut stand. Discovering the unexpected is exactly why you bought an RV, so protect it with a bundle from Progressive. Because although you may be 3 hours behind schedule, you're 6 jars of jam richer and possibly enrolled in a butter churning workshop. Switch to Progressive and protect your RV, boat, or motorcycle by bundling with your home and auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Drew Brees here. Whether you're on the field or on the road, having the right team on your side makes all the difference. I learned that the hard way. On the field, you don't go anywhere without a solid O-line. And when your car breaks down, you want that same kind of protection. That's why I trust CarShield. Their protection plans help you tackle expensive repairs so that you're not blindsided.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
Home is more than a place to live. It's where the best of life unfolds, where possibility sparks, where community grows, where lives take shape. At the Master Builders Association of King and Snohomish Counties, that belief drives the work our builders, remodelers, and tradespeople do every day. Because when we build more homes, we're building so much more than housing. We're making room for what matters most. Learn more at roomforwhatmatters.com.
Mariners and Astros tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
At quarterback, calling the right play could change the whole game. And when your car breaks down, same idea. Make the right call before the big repair bill hits. CarShield helps protect you from expensive auto repairs. Plans include 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, and rental car options, all to keep your drive alive. Look, breakdowns happen, but choosing CarShield, that's the easiest call you'll make all day.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
Hello, Seattle. Bank of America, in partnership with Visa, invites you to a FIFA World Cup 26 watch party. Open an eligible Bank of America checking account in participating financial centers only for an opportunity to reserve 2 complimentary tickets while supplies last. Experience special musical guests, games, giveaways, food, and more, all at a legendary venue. Learn more at BofA.com/BofA Visa Watch Party. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 26. Bank of America, N.A., member FDIC, terms apply, all rights reserved.
Play with purpose, compete fairly, track progress. Michael Bumpus here. A golf handicap does more than just keep score. It helps you enjoy the game more. 1, it helps you set goals that match your actual skill level. 2, it makes competition fun and fair no matter who you're playing with. And 3, it lets you track your progress so you can measure improvement over time. It only takes 3 18-hole rounds to establish your handicap index. Just sign up for a handicap ID, post your scores, and get started. Learn more at wagolf.org/710.
Scanning the airwaves for the most interesting and entertaining stories of the day. Sweeping the dial. Every afternoon at 4:45 with Wyman and Bob.
Presented by Silver Reef Casino Resort.
All right, so on Wednesday, Kraken president of hockey operations Ron Francis was fired. Now, yesterday, CEO Todd Leiweke held a press conference and basically said, we're going to look into completely overhauling our entire hockey operations.
When we went away on the break, we were sitting in a playoff spot, and now we're faced with not making the playoffs through the 3rd year in a row. And it's not acceptable, and we're committed to fixing it. And we're committed to improving every single aspect of the organization. And Jason's going to address you at the season end. He's going to talk about plans and things we're working on, but I want to give you a little bit of insight as to what some of those things are. We are going to conduct a full independent audit of hockey operations. Jason will lead it, but we're going to bring fresh eyes and just look and make sure that there's no stone unturned. We are going to develop a multifaceted, multi-year plan to strengthen our roster while also building out other capacities.
I believe him. Yeah. Todd Leiweke he's fantastic. He really does such a great job. And yeah, I was listening to an interview. I can't remember who was on with Bump and Stacy, but they're talking about the fact that some of the, one of the bigger problems is that some of the younger guys haven't really developed because they've had, 3 coaches in 3 years?
Yeah, talking about Shane Wright and even Beniers to this point is not what people were hoping he was going to be. So, yeah, I mean, look, you made the playoffs one time in their existence. And, that's, look, if you're a diehard Kraken fan, you like hearing that.
Yeah.
You don't want to just put a Band-Aid on it and say, look, we're going to bring in another new coach, another new GM, and we're gonna tinker around the edges. It sounds like they're gonna do a full forensic scrub, and if it means we're starting over, we're tearing it down, we're gonna build it back up in the right way. Good.
Yeah, I got to say, I loved Ron Francis. And still do. But I mean, he was a classy guy and everything, but just didn't get it done.
Yeah, it's been disappointing based on where they picked in the draft. Some of the lack of development of their young players. So, yeah, I'll be curious to see just how dramatic the changes truly are when they're done with this.
Sweeping the dial.
Kirk Cousins was on Good Morning Football yesterday, and he was kind of breaking down the role that he expects to play this year for the Raiders.
Honestly, I don't want to start unless I'm the best option. So, I told, Clint that best players should play. But certainly, as long as that's the case, I have no qualms with however it plays out. But I do think Fernando is going to be a great addition to our team. I think he's going to have a great future in the league. I have no problem, being a voice in the room to kind of help him to the degree that I can. He's going to have great support all around him from the coaching staff, but to the degree that, being able to watch a veteran quarterback, go through his habits and routines and process, I think, that can be a great asset for him. And he was here yesterday on his draft day visit. We were able to watch film together. So, I think he'll be a great addition to the room. And I was even telling him how much success he had throwing back shoulders at IU that I'd like to learn a little bit from him on how to throw a good back shoulder. So it'll be a noisy quarterback room. We'll all be helping each other, and we'll all be pulling in the same direction.
That's the kind of attitude you want, right?
Just throwing him a bone there a little bit. Like, hey, kid, I like your back shoulder throw. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like to think that Kirk Cousins, underneath, saying all that he's thinking, I'm gonna smoke this kid.
Well, he said, I think the best player should be playing.
Yeah.
And I think he believes he's the best player. And you know what? Coming in, he probably should be.
Yeah.
He should be. If he's not, I think the Raiders could have a problem again. Yeah. But yeah, he should be the starter, and I think the Raiders are hoping he's the better quarterback, at least for the first year or the first half of the first year. Yeah. You don't want to throw this kid in the deep end too quickly, especially if, we'll see what they can do to fix their offensive line, which was problematic last year to say the least, and you don't want to get that kid killed. So yeah, I think they're hoping what Kirk Cousins is hoping, that he's the better of the two and he's the starter.
Well, I mean, maybe you don't want to be the starter. I mean, what was it, like 65 or it was 60? Maybe I'm exaggerating as far as the number of sacks. Geno held onto the ball a few times, but I mean, that did not help him. Definitely. So maybe you don't want to be the starter, but I always think about the whole Moyer thing. Whenever, if a rookie asks me a question, asks me advice, he's supposed to go left, I'm going to tell him to go right.
I wonder how many of those were Geno's fault. I mean, it was 55, tied with Cam Ward.
Yeah.
For the league lead, 55 sacks. We didn't watch all these Raider games, so I don't know. But I would see people on Twitter, get rid of the ball, We saw that here in Seattle, certainly.
Yeah, but I mean, when you have 55, like how many of those are him not getting rid of the ball? Maybe it's half, but
54.
Still, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of sacks.
Sweeping the dial.
Well, the Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini pictures have caused a firestorm on social media. And today on the Sports Hub in Boston, Sports Illustrated's Albert Breer was asked about those and weighed in on how he thought those photos came to light.
Do you think it was a private investigator?
I do. I mean, like, I don't know how you can. So here's the thing. Okay. That's 2 hours away. The Post story had detail from, it felt like sunrise to sunset, right? Breakfast.
Yeah.
By the pool. Sunset. Do you really think some guest at that hotel,
which is $2,500 a night,
who is there on a romantic, because I like everything you read about the hotel, who is there on a romantic getaway with their significant other, is going to sacrifice their entire day to taking iPhone pictures of them in different spots across the resort? Does that make any sense at all?
No, it doesn't.
No.
$2,500 a night.
That's outrageous. I think Vrabel can probably foot the bill there.
He picked up the tab.
Yeah, for sure. I'm one to talk, but Vrabel getting a little thick there.
I hadn't even seen these. I mean, yeah. I'd heard the stories going on, but
I heard it too. But Brock and Salk were talking about it, and then where the hands were and everything, and so maybe you caught him in a couple of moments there. I don't know.
It doesn't look good. It doesn't play well.
Doesn't look great. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
if you're their significant other, I don't know that there's a proper explanation for that. I mean,
yeah. If I'm him, though, I'm more worried about the thickness of that shirt right there. Like,
you'd be looking at it going, am I really that fat?
Yeah. Well, I go through that every day, actually.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about a split second. It could have been two friends, a joke, you're funny, laugh, hug. Yeah. I mean, we just hugged Angie on the way out. Somebody snaps a picture. What does that look like? Right. I don't know. I mean, I'm not making excuses for them. They're both in a $2,500 a night resort. It's a bad look.
Yeah.
It's a bad look. And I don't know. Is it a private investigator that took those pictures? Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, that's what they're speculating there.
That a guest isn't going to be there in the morning, be there at night to take all these different candid photos. So
what do you think of Vrabel? He kind of comes off a little bit as a meathead.
Yeah.
But remember there was the story that he was too intimidating or something, and
turned into a heck of a coach.
Yeah.
Got his team to the Super Bowl.
Done a great job and one of the better turnarounds, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. All right, speaking of that, though, we'll see if we can get this guy to stick around for some mean text. Meanwhile, we'll talk some Mariners baseball with him. Ryan Divish of the Seattle Times will be joining us next here on set, as well as mean text coming up at about 5:15. All that coming your way live from Victory Hall. It's Wyman and Bob. This is Seattle Sports on 710.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcast.
Holy smokes, what a play.
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and, of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Listen every morning to Brock and Salk for Need to Know, powered by Marquee Data. Marquee IQ brings all your data together into one clear view. Stop running your business on highlights. Get the full picture. Visit datathatwins.com to learn more.
Contractors, equipment buyers, operators, this is the big one you've been waiting for. The huge Marysville Heavy Equipment, Contractors Equipment, and Vehicles online auction. Presented by the Murphy Auction Company. Bidding is underway now and starts closing at 10 a.m. Thursday, April 16th. On the auction block, 11 excavators, including a 2018 Bobcat E85, 3 wheel loaders featuring a 2018 Cat 966M. There's 6 telehandlers and reach mowers from John Deere and New Holland, and lots more, like 2 Vector trucks, 2 Mack CV713 transfer trucks, 11 dump trucks, and 2 2015 Peterbilt 567 roll-off trucks. And then there's over 300 titled items, including pickup trucks, vans, and SUVs. Preview all items at our location in Marysville, April 14th and 15th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Get online and start bidding now at murphyauction.com. murphyauction.com.
DQ presents the Blizzard Double Flip Deal. For a limited time, when you buy 1 Blizzard treat, you get a second for just 99 cents. That's 2 Blizzards, 2 spoons, 2 flavors, and 2 flips. So don't miss out on the Blizzard Double Flip Deal, available only for a limited time and happening now at DQ. Because the only thing better than a Blizzard treat is a second Blizzard treat for just 99 cents. It's a deal to flip for. The Blizzard Double Flip Deal. Get it in the app. Participation may vary.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Smalls here. What if you could enjoy the flavor of a cocktail without the alcohol? Meet RK Zero Proof, a pioneer in the alcohol-free spirits category that delivers bold taste and a warming sensation, but with 0 alcohol, 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and 0 calories. So you can celebrate with friends, unwind after a long day, and wake up tomorrow feeling great. It's all the ritual of a drink without the regret. Discover RK at rkbeverages.com. That's ARKAY beverages.com. RK, the spirit without the alcohol.
You've said it before. This will only take a second. Just a quick glance. A fast reply. But on the road, seconds don't wait for you. They decide everything. Who stops, who doesn't, who makes it home. So next time your phone lights up, ask yourself, is this distraction worth a ticket or even a life? Put the phone away or pay. Paid for by NHTSA.
Hour and a half drive here. To have fun here for 8 to 9 hours a day versus if it's the other way around, then I'll take it.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way. We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Rory McIlroy shot a blistering 7 under par on day 2 of the Masters. He's 12 under for the tournament and has a 6-shot lead on the field. No one has won back-to-back Masters since Tiger Woods did it in 2001 and 2002. And taking a look around the division, the Astros put Christian Javier on the IL with a grade 2 shoulder sprain and Jake Myers with an oblique. And the A's put Brent Rooker on the 10-day IL with an oblique strain as well. Emerson Hancock gets the ball for the Mariners tonight. Brendan Donovan is not in the lineup. He's dealing with an illness. First pitch is at 6:40. Pre-game coverage begins at 5:30 right here on Seattle Sports.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob.
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
We continue live from Victory Hall. It's Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710. We got Mean Text coming up in about 15 minutes. So if you still got something you're working on, get it in there at 866-979-3776. And if you want to take a shot at this guy who's on set with us, feel free to do so. Our own personal ray of sunshine from the Seattle Times does a great job covering the Seattle Mariners. Ryan Divish is with us. How are you, man?
What's the number? I want to text in something mean right now about Lefko. And,
Matt, our board op, is all for that.
He often does it from behind the glass.
866-979-3776.
I mean, eat a sandwich or something. My God, the kid is skinny.
Oh, he eats like a horse.
Well, I know, but it's annoying. He's one of those people that'll eat whatever he wants, drinks whatever he wants, stays skinny.
Yeah. Hey, what's the mood around this team? You're around them a lot. This is not the start anybody envisioned, certainly, being amongst the worst teams in baseball offensively and record-wise. What's the feeling you get there?
Well, it started like Ichiro's at bat, and then it went down like the bat. It's... Obviously, they're not happy with how they're playing. Being around them, you can tell there's an irritation level with how they have performed, especially because you're not hitting. I think that's contagious. And then people accuse them of not trying because they're not hitting. But when you don't hit, it looks like you're not trying. So I think there is a little frustration. I don't think there's panic. I think what fans feel is different than what the Mariners feel, the players or the staff. They can be disappointed or frustrated, but they don't feel hopeless. Right. I mean, there's 149 games left. And it's funny, I was joking about this on Twitter, but now it's the thing. Before everybody would say it's early. Now it's everybody making fun of the people that are saying it's early or getting mad if anybody says that it's early. It is early because it is 149 games left. It's so much. So many things can happen. They can have another stretch like this twice and still win, 85 to 90 games. And so it's not ideal. And I think part of it is everybody was anticipating the start, and this is all they have to go off of. And it's looked really ugly how they've lost. So, yeah, but being inside the clubhouse, I don't think that there's any panic or anything like that. There's not this whole, oh my God, what do we do? I saw that last year when they were in Tampa and they had lost like 5 or 6 in a row and their pitching was getting lit up and, they played poorly. And then what happens, they went in and won 2 out of 3 against the Braves and I think won 14 of their last 15 or something like that in a row. So it can change quickly.
Of all of the reasons that people are giving for the slow start, what's the most annoying, do you think, or just the most ridiculous, just flat out?
That's a good one. I think maybe the clubhouse tension between some people are equating it to the Cal and Randy situation and the no handshake from the WBC. Right. That's really dumb. Yeah. Or some people are blaming the hitting coach. Same hitting coach that was there last year. Right. Same hitting coaches. So they're just not playing well. Cards on the table, I'm sure Dan has said that, not playing very well. They're making mistakes in the field, on the bases, and when you're not hitting and you're playing in a bunch of one-run baseball games, those mistakes in the field or on the bases are magnified. If you're getting hits and you have a ton of traffic or you're getting some hits, those things you can kind of overcome them. I mean, people forget the 2018 Mariners started off the season 13-2, and it was the worst fielding team I'd ever seen. And they were making 3 errors a game, but they were also hitting 3 homers a game. And then it evened out. This is a team that will start hitting, and then some of the mistakes in the field will be less magnified because you are putting up runs. But when you're getting 2 hits a game, then all of a sudden missing first base. Yeah. And I was thinking about this. I mentioned it to Adam Jude and Daniel Kramer and those guys were in the dugout. What happens if Joe Adell misses 2 of those balls? Yep. What happens if Luke Raley touches second base, they tie the game, they end up winning it? Then all of a sudden they won 2, they went 3-3 on the road trip. Yeah, it wasn't great, but then all of a sudden it's not terrible either. And the slugging numbers look different if you had 3 more home runs to their total. So what's kind of could go wrong has gone wrong. And I think if you want to be optimistic, which not really who I am, but if you want to be like glass half full, glass half empty, I'm looking for glass full and free. But like their pitching has been so good that if they get even a little bit of offense, they're going to be really good. And what wasn't good last year at the start of the season, for much of the season, the pitching, the starting pitching, because they were banged up. You got guys going out there. I mean, George threw 8 innings the other day.
Yep.
And it was fast. Man, he was pitching fast.
You like that, too.
Oh, yeah.
You like a short game. He had some poor defense behind him, too, in that game.
Yeah.
You know.
They are not a great defensive team, at least right now. I think people tend to forget. Yes, Eugenio Suarez was a great defensive third baseman when he was here. He was not good for the first couple months when he was here. It took him a little while to get through the Perry Hill stuff, embrace it, and then the buildup of accumulation of all of those reps mattered. And then he got better. It became second nature. You know, I think, Dave, you probably see this too. Some guys that convert from outside to middle linebacker, the reads are different, everything's different. It doesn't look pretty all the time early because it's not instinctual the way it should be versus a guy who's been doing it for a long time. I think with Brendan Donovan, there is a little level of hesitancy. He's tentative at times. You know, your confidence is shaken because you made some errors. And then like the play he made a nice play fielding that ball. He goes to step and gets caught on the turf, you know, and then all of a sudden things go wrong. I think the more he plays there, the better he gets. Now, we don't know how long he's going to continue to play there if Colt Emerson does come up, but I do think that it's been proven that if you buy in to what Perry Hill teaches and you give maximum effort, you will improve. We've seen that with J.P. Crawford, Eugenio Suarez, you know, Kyle Seager towards the end got even better. Cole Young improved a ton, okay? Guys that don't buy in, Luis Urias, didn't like it, didn't really buy in, didn't get any better. But Brendan Donovan, you guys have been around, and he's a buy-in guy.
Yeah.
He puts in more work than anybody.
You know, it's interesting you bring up that the whole, you know, comparison. Like, after playing 9 years in the league in the inside at either middle linebacker or on the guard, playing out on the edge like an outside linebacker would have been like playing on the moon for me. I mean, it's a lot different. Now, I know he's done it before, though.
But it was several years ago where he played third base consistently. He's played mostly second base and left field. And the thing is, at the highest level, like at Major League Baseball or in the NFL, if you hesitate or if you're tentative, that's usually when you make the mistake. It needs to be full go. You know, you hear Perry scream, can't play scared. I don't think he's playing scared, but I don't think he's playing certain because he hasn't had a lot of time left.
Yeah. As far as the offensive struggles, how much of it do you put on the WBC guys not getting their normal turns? And certainly Cal didn't even play the last week, didn't play in the last 2 games. Is that an excuse, or do you think that's legit?
No, I think there is some validity to it because it's not just Mariners players that are struggling. If you go around baseball, a lot of the players that were in the WBC are struggling. And part of it is if you look at how the mechanics of the WBC work, once they go off with those teams and they're playing in these pool play and even in the elimination rounds, you're only getting maybe an hour to 2 hours at the park pregame to work out. You're sharing the park with these other teams. You don't have all day. A year ago at spring training, Cal Raleigh was going over and taking 8 to 10 at bats in a minor league game from both sides of the plate so he could, he wanted to feel comfortable. He wanted to work on things. He didn't have that. He didn't see a game at bat for 5 consecutive days. When does that happen during spring training unless you're hurt? Julio sees minimal pregame at bats. You don't get the kind of work in. And if you don't feel right, you're still sharing the cage with all these other guys. You don't have your people there. I think and even Julio had talked about it before. He didn't like it the first time he did it. He felt like he didn't get the work in that he wanted to, and he was going to try and make some changes. But even then, you're stuck in the space that you're limited, and you only have you can't be that guy, you can't be that guy taking an hour in the cage when you only get it for an hour, just because you're working on stuff. So I think there is some issues with that, and I don't know that there's a really good answer because like where they're playing these games at and such, there isn't another opportunity to go out and like go to a minor league field and get your at-bats in and get your stuff in. And I do think that you're seeing the timing issues. They're not hitting fastballs, right? Their numbers against fastballs are not great. They're fouling off the ones that they should be hitting, and then they're missing some out of the zone. You don't have enough game reps to get ready. I mean, like we've talked about it before, like with Julio, sometimes to get a guy out of not a slow start, make him feel like it's May and June by giving him a lot of at-bats early in the spring and to get him to feel that way. So I do think there is part of that. I think there is part of it too where you struggle for a little bit and you want to get a hit, you want to do this, and you get out of your approach and you just start swinging. And I mean, you look at some of the first at-bats of the season with Cal, he was up there, he was taking a lot of hacks.
He was hacking.
And if you look now, he's had some hits lately because he's cut down on how much he's swinging. And I think that's the big thing for them.
What is sort of the vibe that you get? Like, are you talking to players afterwards? Have you been able to pick up on anything? Because, you know, we're just sitting here just left to our own devices of what's the reason why.
Yeah, I mean, I think for them it's galling because they look at the talent around the team and then like, there's no way we should only get 2 hits in a game.
Yeah.
Or, you know, you feel like we should be doing this. We should be getting this many runs. I mean, like, I haven't went back and looked, but hell, it doesn't even feel like they've gotten back-to-back hits very often. You know, I mean, honestly, a big part of like success in baseball offensively is just back-to-back hits or hits 2 out of 3 times. You know, for me in golf, it's like putting 2 good shots together back-to-back. It never happens. But like, you know, if you can do that, that changes the math. It changes how the inning works. Even their outs have not been productive. So case in point, the 9th inning the other day, Luke Raley misses first base. Okay, goes back. Probably smarter to go back than risk making out at second when you're not doing anything, just standing there. JP gets a single. Great. Runners first and second. Nobody out. Dom Canzone comes up. They're not going to ask him to bunt. That's fine. All you have to do is hit a ball in the air to the right side of the field. Luke will tag up, and then you just need 1 ball to the outfield, which Cole got, and you score. And then you tie the game, and then you're facing the bullpen, attacks bullpen. You can do things. No, what does Luke do? He hits a fly ball to left field. Can't tag up. Cole hits a fly ball to center, not deep enough to tag up to go to third, but would have been deep enough to go home. So then you've used 2 outs, and none of your runners have moved up a base. You know, my dad and all the people will be screaming, "You got to bunt! You got to bunt!" You can move. The idea of sacrifice bunting is moving the runners over for an out. You can do that by simply pulling a baseball to the right side of the field.
Right.
And they trusted those guys to do it. They weren't able to do it, and they couldn't get the run in. I mean, that's the difference. They're execution issues right now, whether it's getting hits with runners in scoring position, making defensive plays when needed. The play that JP didn't make in Anaheim, slow roller, throws wide. He's made that play dozens of times in his career, but it's not an error, it's a single, but it's a play you need to make to win the game.
Yeah.
Like, that's the difference. Winning plays are not being made, and that's why they're not winning games.
Last one before we get to me and Tex. Hancock's the biggest surprise of the rotation at this point. I would say second, maybe not surprise, would be Kirby. He's looked really good. He feels like he's back to previous George Kirby. What have you seen?
I think, both of those guys have been outstanding. George was kind of my dark horse pick for, I think I said top 3 in the Cy Young voting. Just, he's had kind of a change in like mentality, wanting to take ownership of his outings more, not being so reliant on like Cal to dictate everything. That's why we're seeing him use the pitch comm. Part of it is like it invests him more. And even Cal had said George is studying even more because he wants to make sure that what he feels or what he thinks is also coherent with the scouting report we have. Whereas like Wu is kind of like, yeah, man, I'll throw whatever. Like, you tell me what to do, I'll believe you all the way. George is the type of guy that allows, he second guesses mistakes.
Yeah.
And it isn't always like, because it's not that he believes that Cal made a mistake. It's the idea that I didn't necessarily believe in it enough when I threw it, and then he regrets that. So, like they said, if you have something you really believe in and you want to throw it, then do it. Throw that pitch. And so I think we're seeing some of that. And just the idea of like attacking more, he really has kind of grown up a little bit with that, because I think in the one game too, he gave up those runs and he still came out and pitched those innings after that. In years past, he would have melted down. He would have melted down and would have been done. Because he would have been so angry about the mistakes made and yet he comes back out and gives them more innings. He's done that twice this year, even in the New York game where he gave up something, came back out, kept pitching. And, you know, those innings that he is delivering are important because you're not having to use bullpen guys, and you're able to go to those guys now.
You ready for mean text?
Yeah, let's do it.
You already got people weighing in on. First of all, they said when Ryan talks, people listen. This is great. So that's not a mean text. But the one right before that said, tell that Yahoo to wear his hat the right way. He looks ridiculous.
Well, that's somebody in here.
Well, we're on the video stream. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you know, my head is like a size 8, basically. So I'm not trying that.
Somebody just accused me of taking a finger painting class at Stanford. That's pretty good.
Bob walking a circle around Divish would be a properly scaled representation of the moon orbiting the Earth.
Oh, my God. It's only a 7 5/8 that I wear. I mean, like, it's 7.5 technically, but I wear a 5/8 because I like them loose.
I think it's bad because I've got a really small head.
Oh, I know. Yours is like...
I'm under. It's a. Yeah, it's a small medium. I haven't gotten the sizes anymore. It's
packed full of brains, though.
That's right.
Well, you wear the dad hats too, like the unstructured dad hats.
That's right. I don't want that big Elmer Fudd looking.
Yeah, but then if I put it on, it looks like it's a yarmulke on the back of my head.
Remember, Chuck Knox had a big old trophy head. And he had that last, you know, it was the button.
Oh, the snapback, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like kind of bent a little bit, like just straining. On
the snap is begging for help.
Exactly.
Yeah, and he wore it really tall on top of his head, too. What else we got there, Matt?
Gee, I wonder why you guys started broadcasting at a bar. Just trying to cut out the middleman, save time?
Divish can relate to that one.
I can't afford this bar.
Speaking of broadcasting at a bar, 206, you two are the only thing on the planet that can make me want to leave a bar early. What a talent.
Wow.
That's good. Mm-hmm. This one said, I would send a mean text about Divish, but I'm afraid he would be emotionally devastated.
Oh
boy. Oh, boy.
That's so bad. That's a Larry Stone level joke.
Yeah. Stone catching strays in there.
Yeah. If Divish were any more inbred, he'd be a sandwich. You like that one, Matt?
Wow.
It's kind of funny. It's kind of clever.
No dad jokes left unturned here.
360. The players can blame their poor performance on the World Baseball Classic. What's your excuse?
The World Baseball Classic.
I have what my college coach, he told me I had loft. And I was like, loft? He goes, yeah, you have loft. I'm like, loft. And he goes, lack of freaking talent. And I was like, but he didn't use freaking. He used the other word.
Yeah.
Loft issues.
Our guy Adam Ray sent in some. Says, Bob has the face of a guy who goes to the zoo to heckle the snakes.
Oh, my God.
Dave looks like the guy who uses the hotel lobby microwave to dry his socks. Lefko is starting to sound more and more like he can drive legally.
And maybe Adam Ray is the curse, man. He's been hanging out with Cal a ton, and, you know, Cal isn't hitting.
Yeah, he might be the reason.
Adam Ray curse? Now he's going to be mad at me.
Yeah, he's good. There's probably a Divish one coming from him. Lefko has the face of a guy who doesn't count sheep to fall asleep. He counts the number of boats he's been on that aren't his.
Oh, my God.
It's an inside joke.
Yeah,
Salk has the voice of a guy who parks in the handicap spot just to feel something.
Jesus.
So Brock has the face of a guy who eats a hot dog from the middle.
Do you guys read the text like every day? Do you check, like when you guys are going in your day, if you're talking about something that's controversial, do you read them consistently? Because I don't read the comments on my story.
Kind of 50-50.
Yeah,
I forget sometimes. I forget that they're there.
Yeah.
But like if you need to stretch out a segment or whatever, all right, let's just take some shots at the listeners. So they're morons. Do you ever hear that one?
Yeah.
Somebody texted in and
And it was a legitimate meme, like they were mad and called us morons.
Morons, yeah.
Dave has the face of a guy who puts a cardboard cutout of Rabel on his lawn just so he can have something to yell at when the pills kick in. And then his last one is, Matt Nelson has the face of a guy who won't take a bird scooter because he thinks it's animal cruelty.
I love when I make Adam Ray's list. It feels great.
What else we got there?
14-5. Bob's voice is about as strong as Ichiro's bat, and the Mariners hitting today.
Powering through, man.
We're almost there. 3-6-0. I heard Dave has already commissioned the man who made Ichiro's statue to make his. He'll make Dave's knee out of the same material as the bat.
Oh, nice.
That'd be nice. A statue with a dislocated knee.
Yeah. They're saying your guys' broadcast is on par with the current Mariners record.
Mm-hmm. Good Lord.
That seems harsh.
It's hard to know sometimes when they're joking or when they're being serious.
I think there's some of both in a lot of these.
Yeah, I mean, like my Twitter follows, like sometimes I look at my mentions and I feel a lot better about myself as a human being.
Yeah.
And I'm not a nice person.
This one says, will you idiots just hire Divish at this point? Or at least pay the man what he deserves for holding down your lackluster shows?
Amen.
Did you text that?
No.
What else we got?
Oh, man, there's a lot of trash here, Bob. Something along the same lines, 3-6-0. I don't know how, but I'm positive that Dave broke Ichiro's bat. There's just too much evidence on that side.
He's got a knack.
I break things around the office.
Well, that's all right.
Well, what happens is things just break. Like I picked up a coffee cup one time, and it just broke. The handle just fell off. That was not my fault.
Is that it? I think that's it.
I think that's
we got to wrap.
That's enough.
Our thanks to Angie Mentink and Ryan Divish for joining us on the program. If you guys missed any part of the show today, you can find it on the podcast page at seattlesports.com. Just click the podcast tab, scroll down to our picture, click on that. It'll be right there waiting for you. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll talk to you on Monday with Wyman and Bob.
After a much-needed day off following a 5-game skid, it's back home and back at it for the Mariners.
Just what the Mariners are looking for.
Tonight, it's Emerson Hancock on the mound in the first of 4 against the Astros at T-Mobile.
12 in a row set down by Emerson Hancock.
First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame.
It's particularly delightful to see the Astros suffering like that.
Double play. Nicely turned by the Mariners.
Listen live anywhere for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You need a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. Switch today. Get started with a great offer as low as $60 a month. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Offer ends 6/1/26. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet and security edge. 1-year agreement, eco-bill, and auto pay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
You don't have to be a great golfer to get a handicap. You don't have to play every weekend. And you definitely don't have to be super competitive. A golf handicap index is for any golfer. Michael Bumpus here. In fact, it only takes 3 18-hole rounds to get started. So whether you play to compete, improve, or just have more fun with your golf buddies, a handicap makes the game fair and more interesting. Getting one is easy. Sign up, post 3 rounds, and you're set. Learn more at wagolf.org/710. That's wagolf.org/710.
It's tax time, y'all. If you want to file free, this next one's for you.
Now taxes is so free. Tax free edition only. Roughly 37% of filers qualify. Simple form 1040 returns only. Now this is tax.
Love that jam. Up next, commercials.
Intuit TurboTax Free Edition. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When the dollar's convertibility into gold ended in 1971, gold was fixed at $35 an ounce. Fast forward to today, and the U.S. dollar has lost over 85% of its purchasing power. Meanwhile, gold has increased in value by over 12,000%. Central banks are buying gold at record levels. Major firms are holding significant positions in gold. And I choose to buy gold from Birch Gold Group. It's Dan Bongino, and it all starts with education. Birch Gold just announced their Learn and Earn Precious Metals event. This free online event rewards you for learning the basics of investing in precious metals. Sign up to get free silver on your next purchase if you qualify. And you can get even larger incentives as you go. The more you learn, the more you can earn. But act now. This special event only runs through April 30th, so text my name Dan to the number 989898 to join Birch Gold's Learn and Earn Precious Metals event by April 30th. Text Dan to 989898 today. Message and data rates may apply.
Mariners and Astros tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Hear that? That's the sound of a car rolling into Valvoline Instant Oil Change. The sound of another savvy driver getting an oil change from trained pros. The sound of not having to leave your car while we quickly change your oil. At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, there's no hassle with appointments or dealer wait times. That's one smart bell.
Hello, Seattle. Bank of America, in partnership with Visa, invites you to a FIFA World Cup 26 watch party. Open an eligible Bank of America checking account in participating financial centers only for an opportunity to reserve 2 complimentary tickets while supplies last. Experience special musical guests, games, giveaways, food, and more, all at a legendary venue. Learn more at BofA.com/BofA Visa Watch Party. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 26. Bank of America NA, member FDIC. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have